All right, and I believe we are officially live. And I guess this is technically a Halloween episode. So I'll just put some weirdo music. And welcome to Noodle Free Mondays. I am Papi El Pobrito, El Papi Calito, also known as Black Jesus, also known as Mr. Seed Enforcer, also known as God's favorite, as you know how God's favorite angel turned out. Let's leave it at that. Anyway, this is our Halloween show. Happy Halloween, everybody. Hope you had a great and safe weekend and wasn't involved in any of those crazy things that went on around this country. And if any of your peoples was hurt and any of that Chicago stuff or any of that other wild stuff that went on, RIP, well wish to anybody got hurt and hope all your peoples made it home safe. This past weekend and be safe from now on. Man, I don't know what it is with these guys, man. You guys got to stop ruining parties and fun. Anyway, I always start the videos with a little bit of fun before we get into it. Play some intro stuff. I'm working on playing Skip Bags interviews from our Skip Bags radio channel because we did a lot of great interviews with a lot of great talent. So I want to take advantage of that. And you guys get to see some legitimate people really talk about stuff instead of watching my sucky butt, all the time. I'm just a human, you know what I mean? I suck, bro. But they're like talented people with like skills and stuff, you know what I mean, that we're able to talk to. So it'd be cool for you guys to get to see it and show them some love. I'm going with the orange. I got my sunglasses on, so I gotta make sure that's a good orange. Yes, good orange. And whatnot. And let's get it into. I'm gonna go ahead and look up some videos. Excuse me for the moment. Listen to some of these tunes, watch, chill, and work on that.
Daddy, can you put on Skip Bags Radio?
No, go to bed.
Okay, yeah, that's the promo.
All right, children, hand in your homework for the day. Bob, thank you, Bob. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Cory V. Your homework, please. I don't have my homework today, ma'am. Cory, how come you never have your homework? Well, ma'am, I lost it in the fifth dimension of Mordor doing a trick last night. Cory, this is the 7th time this week you claimed you lost your homework, and I'm really sick of this kind of stuff. You gotta stop practicing your little fake magic tricks. It's not real, Cory. It's not real. You know what? You're gonna end up being a friggin' skip bag, boy. And that's right, it's Skip Bags Radio. We got the magic man in the house. I'm Poppy Carlo, Mr. CD Enforcer, and I got the Cory Valin baby up in this goddamn thing. Turning it up.
Incredible.
Let's get it in.
Incredible. What up, Skitbag fam? How you guys doing out there in the stratosphere and in the universe? You know, we always start out every episode with a breakdown, but before we introduce our fucking guests and let them take over the mic, we got to give a big shout out to our family over at Dipstick Vapes. Yo, you guys know about this dipper, man. If you guys are watching the YouTube video and you see this DP and this logo and this product we got, you go to dipstickvapes.com and check out the dipper because it is the newest addition in their line. Well, it's actually not new. I'm just kidding. I'm bullshitting. It's been around for a while, but it is a portable dab machine. So everybody's about the vape life, right? Everybody's about like, oh, I need some more vape pens and blah, blah, blah. Fuck that. I'm about the dab life, bro. Dab it up. It's got 2 different attachments. You got a cauldron. Basically, I call it a cauldron. It's not. It's a device where you can attach at the end and scoop your wax into it, and a heating coil at the bottom allows it to heat up and acts like a vaporizer. Or you can switch the attachment to a ceramic base with a heating coil at the end and literally dab and dip inside your container like a portable dab. So if you're a fan of dabs, but you don't like all that fucking glass and all the rigs and you don't want to seem like a meth head, you know,
that's the worst.
That's the worst. It's like, I love dabs, but like, it's so fucking intricate to dab.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't want to fucking go there and have like, how am I going to roll up in my car and like in my passenger seat strapped with a seatbelt have like a 2-foot rig? Like, that's not kosher. That's not how it works.
I'm pretty sure that's in a movie.
Well, okay. Well, that's probably where I pulled it from. But how was you guys, what was your first dab experience like with the dipper?
Oh, yo, like about a year ago, I guess we first saw it with one of our friends brought it around, and I thought it was like, it took out away the feeling of doing like hard drugs. Because he pulled something out, he had his little wax on his paper, you just stick it in there like it's like a straw. Like, you know, drinking soda and whatnot, and you're fucked up when you're done.
Who loves dab soda?
Fucked up. And it's a great
Carl
machine.
loves dab soda.
Yeah, you damn right. You damn right. And it got the vape aspect where you can just kind of carry it around with you, hit it on a little bang, 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 take that joint. Sometimes do it at work when you got a stressful day, which is my personal preference. But you know, I mean, you used it before too, right?
Yeah, it's strong.
Yes. And on that,
it's straight from the horse's mouth. So if you guys want to check out the dipper, make sure you go to dipstickvapes.com. But more importantly, follow our Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we will be giving you bad boys for free, courtesy of Dipstick Vapes. So if you subscribe, you like, you comment on the videos, we're gonna hook you the fuck up.
Oh shit, I'm gonna make a fake account and subscribe. Give me an extra jump.
So on that note, we gotta welcome our fucking phenomenal guest, our illustrious guest, my personal friend of almost a fucking decade at this point, Cory, the Magic Man, Valin, up in the fucking house. Give a round of applause for our guest.
Yeah.
hello, Cory.
Cory, welcome to LA, bro.
Dude, it's so exciting to be here, man. I gotta say, I love Tampa. What's great about Tampa, I'm one of the only magicians in Tampa, which makes me the best magician in Tampa.
Nice.
Dude,
It's an exclusive title.
fuck Tampa. You're the best magician in Florida, for sure.
I'll take it.
Like, I've been around, I've been in the performing arts industry in Florida. A lot of people on the show know my background and stuff, but like over the years, you're one of my favorite performance acts, and it's because of your style of magic. I feel like it bleeds on the line of stand-up comedy and magic, and it crosses so many lines. It's so unique that like even when I saw you doing it on the low and in the casual while we're out drinking at the bar or at like one of the festivals at like Preheat or Afterburn, like you just casually have this persona of being entertaining, and I think that draws.
You're not like a showman.
Well, he's not like a fucking kid magician at a party, man. This is like
those are showmen too.
Those are showmen, but this is not only can he do that, and I'm gonna speak about you like this, but he can also be as entertaining for anyone else above 21 and up, and I think that's the fucking pull and draw. So.
And that's the thing is, I can do kids' birthday parties, but I like adults so much more because when they drink, they're so engaging. But like little kids, when they drink, it's just like
when little kids are drunk.
Horrible joke.
They're hard. They're hard to reel in.
No,
man.
they keep falling asleep in the middle of the trick. I don't know what
sloppy.
Right, man. And I'll say that's the kind of thing I love the most. Is I think people love surprise. So I have this element where I act like I mess up, or it seems like a joke. but then it turns out to be a real trick. You know, so it really throws them for that roller coaster of emotions. And that's the kind of stuff you don't really see. When there's a magician that says they're going to be great and they do great things, it's like, all right, that's cool. I expected that. But when you throw like some faults in there, but it actually is part of the routine, it's epic, man. The look on people's faces is epic.
I love it, man. Well, before we get into talking about your career and how you got started in the industry itself, revolving around entertainment and magic, I wanted to start the show out with a breakdown of a movie or TV show like we always do. And we always leave it up to our guests. So, Corey, what are we breaking down today, bro?
Well, I think because now you guys see me, I think we should talk about the movie Now You See Me and Now You See Me Too. Yeah.
I love it.
Outrageous movies. I'm just going to start it off right there.
Okay.
Absolutely
So we got
outrageous movie.
Thomas is checked in with that position. I was a big fan. I love it. Well, I love Dave Franco.
I was thoroughly entertained, but both films are just completely outrageous. Man.
Yeah.
All right, so what's
Corey,
the general
what are your
plot in
thoughts?
these films? I've never seen them.
Let me tell you how it is. Oh, man. So Now You See Me has this very current day magician where some other movies like Prestige, The Illusionist takes on a very olden age, 1920s kind of style magician. But now this is more updated. Yeah, it has a little bit of exaggeration, but it shows this idea of what people feel when they see it. So when you see this large machine appear to nothing, you know, that's not how magicians do it nowadays, but that's how it appears to the audience. So they gave that vibe. Now, the first movie is from the perspective from the audience, but the second movie, I kind of get the sense that it's from the perspective of the magician.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a great
Definitely.
comparison. That's a very big distinction. I never thought of that until you just brought that up.
Yeah. And I mean, the second movie is great because obviously Harry Potter's in it, so that makes it fucking epic.
Shout out Daniel.
Yeah, man.
So Daniel Radcliffe up in here.
I'm
Who
a
else?
Taylor
Michael
fan.
Caine's in it too, right?
Yeah.
Like you got
Woody
the
Harrelson,
Woody
Dave
Harrelson.
Franco.
Yeah, dude, look at this fucking A-list stars that are just killing the game. So like, regardless of the writing of the movie, you know it's going to be entertaining just based on those actors.
And you know, it always leaves you at the end of like, what is it? It's almost like some Illuminati thing, but it gives you this question of like, what is this group of people that know this knowledge, that share it amongst each other? I probably shouldn't be saying this on the radio because magicians have groups of people that we share awesome information.
Don't worry, I'm a Freemason. We have fucking groups of people that do shit too. It's all good.
I'm gonna start getting a text right now. My magician buddies now.
We'll cut it. We'll edit it in post. It's all good.
Oh, that's epic.
Was the first movie a heist movie? I mean, did they get anything at the end of it, or did they give it all away?
They give it all away. They give it all away. Yeah, you know.
I
and
couldn't remember.
That's how you make it famous nowadays. Just give it all away.
Yeah, you got to give it to the people.
Yeah, man.
It's very Robin Hood-esque. Like
Yeah.
the characters in the movie are supposed to be using their talents for noble purposes, not self-serving purposes. And that's kind of like the whole theme I feel like of the second movie is that the villains, so to speak, are using their talents for self-serving purposes, whereas the magicians or the eye or what are they called? What's their group called?
The Four Horsemen.
The Four Horsemen. The
Yeah.
Four Horsemen are trying to unravel that and undo that and like give that power back to the people.
Yeah.
And they do it in a fun way. That's the thing. Like a lot of these, when you look at society nowadays and you want to do like a Robin Hood-esque, it usually involves like conflict. Like fighting, I'm going to take from the rich and give to the poor. Where this is all done like non-violently, is done entertaining, and is done with a smile on your face. So if there's any way a lesson to take away from that, it's like you can still accomplish your goal by being a nice person and being fun and putting a smile on others' places.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Not to mention, I did enjoy fucking Woody Harrelson talking to himself. he plays two characters in the movie. He plays him and his twin brother, by the way, in the second film. So in case you were wondering what that reference was.
So wait, it's like the X-Men, but they're all magicians pretty much. We're like that.
Everyone has their
It's like
special
Robin
powers.
Hood, but
Yeah.
they're magicians.
And they all got their special powers. One's like the mind guy. One's like the sleight of
Yeah,
hand
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
I would say like
Yeah,
Robin Hood meets the A-Team.
Yeah, Dave
Because
Frank.
like, each one has their specialties.
Yeah.
Like this guy's on demolition, this girl's on this. He's a tech person. This is
Woody Harrelson is like the old school, like flamboyant magician, and then Dave is like the street magician, and then everybody's got their own like field, and they all come together. It's like a little team, like a little street team.
I remember, Thomas, you mentioned the part where they're throwing the cards around. And
Oh yeah, that's from the second movie. The first movie is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like not great, but
By the way,
I was thoroughly entertained by
we
it.
forgot to name drop Morgan fucking Freeman in this, like one of the OGs
Yeah.
of the OGs.
But then the second one just goes completely off the rails. And the tricks are like, these are not real tricks anymore.
some of them are, but and Jesse Eisenberg. Sorry, we forgot to name drop that too. But anyways, some of the tricks. I mean, let me know. I want to kind of like debunk and break down some of these tricks because I know, like with Jesse Eisenberg in the second film and his trick at the reveal at the end, the big climax where he makes the rain go up. That I've seen, like at first I saw that and I go, all right, CGI. Come on, man. I'm a fucking producer. I know that that's post-production work. And then I looked into it and I'm like, wait a minute, that can be done with strobe effects and lights. That effect can be derived in real life and in real time. And I know also that because I jogged my memory and I'm like, bro, you've been on Molly in the shower before. Like, you have a strobe light going, come on, man. Like, don't fucking sell yourself short. But what do you think about the actual tricks in the film?
So, like I said earlier, like some of the things, it shows things that are obviously impossible. I don't know if you remember when he falls back into the rain and just vanishes. It gives the idea of what people feel because there's this thing called memory bias. So when people tell me about tricks they've seen before, it's very limited memory. So when I do a trick and they start telling their friends next to me, they're describing a way that I'm like, I did not do that. But they made it sound so cool. I'm totally going to claim it. But it's this idea that people remember things differently. So I think it kind of exploits the idea that people don't, when they see something, that's how they feel it is. And it does, Hollywood and exaggerations. But, magic has that amazing effect where what you see is not really what you're seeing.
So you think as a magician, and like I know that this is probably, well, let me hear what your opinion is on what their attempt in this movie, but it was not necessarily to perform a trick, but to exert an emotion.
Yeah. Tell a story. I think, when I look at the movie, I see beginning, middle, end, and the whole movie wraps in a full circle. It all ties, all the dots connect at the very end. And that's a good thing of any good comedian, any good magician is telling a really good story. Having that beginning, middle, end. So it has those elements I love in movies.
Is there any aspect of either of those two movies that you're like, oh, bullshit, or I wish I could do that better, or like, what if that was in real life? Like, what out of those did you take away?
The biggest emotion I took out of that was, it makes you wondering at the end, is magic real? It makes you question, makes you wonder, is magic real? And that's always subjective to the person. That's a question I get as a magician a lot, is people ask me, is magic real? I think it's like, what is your definition of magic? If you define magic in a certain way, then obviously it might not be real, but to me, magic is something you feel. When I do a trick to a little kid, that kid smiles. The whole group has this look on their face. That is the magic.
Yeah,
the
it's
trick
about the
might be a
reaction.
trick. Yeah, the reaction, that emotion.
Yeah, no, magic is definitely real because I mean it's a practice art, but also I mean some of you guys are actually from like hell. So yeah,
Like David Blaine,
Yeah,
straight out of Satan's lair.
They're using multiple dimensions. They're going in and out. They're shifting. They're doing some shit.
Freezing
man.
himself in Central Park
Doing
for
some
like
shit.
7 days.
Good. I'm telling you, they're doing some shit.
Holding his breath. How long did he hold his breath for?
Like
Was
20 minutes or
like
something like that.
something like that.
Crazy.
But he trained with I've watched him talk about this. He trained with the free divers. And there's a breathing. I don't know about 20 minutes, but I know that you can train your body. Like I've practiced. Shout out to Wim Hof and the Iceman Wim Hof. But you can train your body to do certain things. I'm nowhere near and intelligent enough or experienced enough to speak on.
He
this.
does, and if you guys have seen any of his recent specials, he does this trick where he takes a needle and sticks it through his hand.
Right.
Now you can think like, whoa, that's a really elaborate trick. It's not a trick. He just sticks a needle through his hand.
Yeah, exactly. He's not. These are things that anybody could do.
Well,
Yeah.
through repetition. So, like for that,
Practice,
I would guess because I used to date a piercer. So, like, I would guess that, like, based on piercings, like you develop cartilage, and like it's just almost like muscle memory rehearsal.
Yeah.
Like you develop, like, oh, this particular spot, I know I can go through and then come back out, and it'll be straight. But like first time you do it, like you're fucking bleeding. There's an actual physical thing. So I mean, I think I feel where you're saying where like it's all about the reaction, and depending on the structure of the trick or of the setting is really kind of case by case basis. It's like, do you know, like when you go to do a trick, do you have an understanding of like who your audience is?
100%. It's never the same cookie cutter performance. I'm always adapting it in the heat of the moment. I can read it, and it's to a point where I'm not really conscious of it, but on the inside I feel it, and I know what they want, and I know how to give it to them. That sounds a little dirty, but
That's what she said. That's what she said. Ladies.
The magic man, the magic hand.
No. All right, hold on. Time. I'm gonna pause this session because I gotta give our listeners out there a little backstory on you. You motherfucker have always had the hottest fucking assistants I've ever seen.
Isn't that a part of the show? Isn't that like a rule?
Yeah, but
you have
dude,
to have somebody to grab everybody's attention.
Let me just tell you from experience. When
Because
you see this
look,
motherfucker in work, like he is the Hugh Hefner of magic. All right, like he's a gentleman. He is very respectful. He's honorable. He has nothing negative that I've ever experienced, or I've never heard a bad word spoken about you. It's all been blessed things. But from a just guy's perspective, I'm like, bro, you fucking killed the game. You slay it. And it's been a while since you and I have actually like hung out and spent time because of different careers and everything. But every time I see you, like, yeah, your first, I believe when we first met, right after that, like maybe a year or two, you had who is now a suicide girl as your assistant. And like, what is her name? Because I want to give her a shout out.
Lindsay Baker. She's
Baker.
On Instagram, it's Weedhead, W33HEAD. Check her out.
Oh my God, guys. Do yourself a favor and go follow this young lady. She's amazing.
Yeah, man. She's epic, and she's got the personality to go with the looks too, you know? And that's what I think is most important, is when you got a certain kind of energy to you.
Well, and also, like, it's your ability to charm. Like out on the street and in the bar scene and on the festival scene, whenever I see you out in public, like, we're at a bar and it's 100 people there and you're doing your thing in the corner and I'm just observing from like off in the distance. And I'm like looking at you and like me in my mind, I'm like breaking down, like, how does this motherfucker do this? I'm like, how does he do it? And I go, it's your charm, it's your wit, it's all the above. So I think that's ties into your ability to win over a crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's what I always tell people, and this is anyone.
Shout out to Nathan.
Let's get a shot right now, baby.
And this is our guest, over to Postmates right here. Here you go, brother.
Well, hey, cheers to here and now and the rest of the session and many more times back at the station with you guys.
Right.
There you go. Hell yes. Well, before even we get in it, we got an open invite for you, brother. I told you. I'm going to convince you to relocate.
Yeah.
You're going to spend this week with me and you're going to be like, holy fuck, what have I been doing this whole time?
I love you, Tampa, but they come back. Now, the one thing I wanted to say earlier about, this is for anyone that's coming up into any kind of art field. One thing I realized as a magician, you could have the best tricks in the world, but if you can't approach a group of strangers, you have nothing. But the thing is, you got to find your way, your thing, that your niche is. I find that people have this like, they want to be entertained. They want to have to be approached. And so when I go up to them, I almost act like I'm giving them $100. Not physically by any means. I'm giving them value and I want nothing in return. I do a line when I'm at gigs that I'll go up to a group of people mid-talk and hey, I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but they paid me to interrupt you guys. And they get a little laugh, a little chuckle, like, what's your name? It's like, Kevin. I'm like, oh, that's correct. I say all these lines, get them laughing within the first second. And then I don't even have to do magic at that point. I'm already in. I can converse about anything.
That's what I mean about your ability to be a stand-up comedian as well as a performer of magic. Like, your ability to break the ice, your improv, and your ability to read people is so keen. Like, I'm so surprised you're not doing a stand-up set and then doing magic as well.
Yeah. Oh, so I do out in Tampa. I'm probably taking out to LA. I see all the theaters out here. I do an adult.
We got connections.
Let's run it, man. I do an adult-rated dirty magic show, 18 and up, out in Tampa. It's one of the only ones of its kind out there.
I saw it. What was the title of it? You did it at Stageworks.
It's Magic Redefined. And
there you go.
It's all about, the story of how I got the magic, but it's also this epic comedy where you think it's a trick, you think it messed up, but it's all part of the roller coaster of emotions. But it's dirty, man. It's like, can I bring my kids? I'm like, no, no way, Jose.
But that makes it more fun.
Yeah.
It makes it appealing to our generation and our age group. Because, this was one of the questions that I had for you is how do you overcome that stigma of like, oh, I'm a magician, and have it be like, what do you play kids parties? Like, that's the challenge. That's like the biggest, in my eyes, I feel like that's the biggest stigma and challenge to overcome.
1,000,000%. Now, what I love to say is when people are, oh, you're a magician. I'm like, no, I'm the magician.
Yeah.
It sounds so much cooler, And once I say that, they kind of get a sense, they get that vibe from me. And once I show them one trick, and I do a trick that's so quick and it's so visual and it makes them laugh, and now they're like, oh, damn, this guy's the real deal. And from there, it's just playing around. It's having a lot of fun from there.
What made you want to be a magician?
Well,
How long ago was it?
Well, today is Sunday, right? So let me think. Saturday, Friday, I skipped Thursday.
It's like 3 weeks.
About 7 years now. I've been doing it full time. I've been doing it for about 8
Damn,
years.
that means
So
we
when did
met
you
like
start,
right when you were
start
starting off the
training
jump.
for it?
So when I was a senior in high school, I was
Yeah.
trying to press a girl on a date for Valentine's Day. I went on YouTube.
This is the best story.
Yeah. I went on YouTube doing all these really cool tricks. And I got called into work and I never went on that date. But I kept the tricks.
Nice.
You know, life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you, you know. I was
Nice.
devastated, but I look back and I'm like, man, you know, if it wasn't for that moment, I wouldn't have got into it. But the weird thing is I look back at life and I see all these signs pointing to being a magician, and I didn't realize that until I was already doing it.
Mm.
It's like, you know, the dots connect when you look back. And so it's one of those things, I tell the whole story at my stage show. And one of the other epic things is I have a DVD that's coming out that's teaching 9 epic tricks on that you can learn from YouTube. But I'm gonna save you from learning from like some 9-year-old kid out in Asia. You're gonna learn from a working professional. 9 epic tricks you bring to any party. It's a great thing that I'm gonna be offering soon.
Check it out.
Yeah.
There you go. What? Real quick. So where can people? You got your website. Where can people find that?
Yeah, it's gonna be v2magic.com.
There you go.
V2magic.
And that link will be in the description of the video. Also on all of our social media.
Do you share with the audience how to levitate?
Ooh,
Yes.
you know what, man? You're reading my mind right now.
Can you
So,
levitate for us right now?
you know what? Yeah. Yeah. No, but
Why would you test
I just
any
need-
magician?
I need.
Do not test the Lord.
I need. Is there a pair of glasses here, or is there a straw here? Anything like that?
Yeah, I got sunglasses.
Sunglasses. Yeah, that'd be perfect. Bust them out.
Oh.
Now, I'm not gonna levitate right here, but I'm gonna levitate these glasses.
Yeah, I don't think levitation would be super exciting for the people listening.
You gotta subscribe to the. You know.
And,
No.
if, by the way, if you're listening to this on Dash and you want to actually see this, you better fucking jump over to our YouTube channel and subscribe and check it out
Yeah.
there. Because obviously this is a trick and you gotta watch it. You can't just listen to it. But as we go, Carl and I will break down, or you can narrate yourself and describe so people hearing it only will understand what's
Yeah.
going on.
And this is just a very quick 3 seconds. And can you see the glasses from where you're at?
Yeah.
All right, so watch the glasses on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Those are my
Let-
fucking glasses.
Let the
Those are-
record show that
yeah.
the glasses flipped over.
And
I'm
now
telling you,
they're
evil, yo.
X-ray glasses. Woo!
Yeah, but
telling you.
dude, thank you for doing that to my glasses.
You can
I
see-
love this. I
Pure
think
evil.
we're pure evil, my ass.
Pure evil. I rebuke thee. The Lord Jesus
I know.
rebukes thee. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go home and rub my Bible twice. I'm gonna call my grandmom and apologize for what I did in 3rd grade.
Bitch, if that's evil, Satan, sign me up.
He's a wizard, Harry, or a Harry wizard.
Yeah, that is so simple and so quick,
Yeah.
but gets the reaction.
Yeah.
Look at-
Exactly.
look
It's all
at
about the reaction.
how instantly we all reacted.
And it's using everyday prompts. I'm using something that's there, so it feels real personal. I'll say,
Mhm.
so kind of going back to that question, what got me into magic? So after knowing some tricks, I did a trick to a little kid. I'm going to show it to you in a moment. But I did this trick to a little kid. The smile that this little kid had, his father said he's never seen his son smile like that. But it had to do with him and his hand. So I'm going to use you for this.
Yeah.
Open up your hand. I'm going to bust out my balls. Which sounds really bad. It's not that bad. It's my sponge balls.
Yeah, well, you don't know how X-rated this show really is.
I feel like, I
So
feel like
I'm-
every magician has a joke about getting the little balls
Sponge
out.
ball, yeah.
Every single magician.
Yeah. Oh no! Wait to hear mine. It's gonna be epic. So, Carl, it's Carl, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Carl, would you like the blue ball?
I'm a blue ball guy.
The blue ball kind of go. Oh, taking one for the team. So the black ball goes into my hand. The blue ball goes in your hand. Squeeze tight. Now, did you feel anything?
No.
And that's what my girlfriend always tells me. Oh, she hates that joke. But see, mine's gone. Right, and there's nothing on my sleeves except these massive muscles. Slowly open up your hand. And then
Nice.
Okay.
Describe what just happened, Carl, so the audience listening.
Wait, I'm busy rebuking him, so give me a second. Okay.
Let the record show that Carl is making a cross with his fingers.
That's right. That's right. Well, basically, he had one ball in his hand. He gave me one ball. He did some old magical, because he evil. He did some old magical shit.
He cast a
And
spell.
then he cast a spell, went to a couple dimensions, put the other ball in my hand somehow. So when I opened my hand, there were 2 balls.
He froze time. Opened your hand, put the ball in it, sat back down, and then unfroze time.
No, I know we're
I
on
think
radio.
that's how we did it.
I know we're on radio, and I know it's going to be a lot of incentive for people to check out the YouTube, but I have one last one. It goes such hand in hand, and no pun intended. Check this out. Carl, you're going to get magicianed.
There you go.
Carl, open up both your hands face down. I'm going to sit a little bit more apart. Carl, make a fist out of both your hands. Raise one of them up. Put that one behind your back. Now, Carl, tell him, what did I just draw on my hand?
Like X.
An X, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if I take the X, watch the X for the people at home. I take the X.
Sick.
It has been removed.
Wait, it's been removed, but
Right.
check it out.
Should I open up my hand or something?
Yeah.
Yo, I'm telling this boy evil. He got Santa X off his own head, but he ain't touch me. I ain't feel nothing. He ain't do nothing. He didn't Bill Cosby me.
All right.
Now we are sipping a little something, so I'm a little Bill Cosby.
The explanation is very simple. He is freezing time, opening Carl's hand,
The new superpower.
and then unfreezing it when he's back in his seat.
So really, your magic trick is like that X-Men
yeah.
who move super, super fast
And, you know,
around the room.
We've all seen the movie Clock Stoppers, so it's like
Well,
this
Nicolas
isn't
Cage
even
is just
this isn't even magic at this point. We all know what's going on.
God damn. That is so amazing. That's also filled for you as well.
There's some here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just letting you know. Anyways.
Yeah, we can cut all the parts out where we're boozing.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's for the unedited
This
version.
will cut from the end of the trick to whatever you're about to say
Yeah.
next.
But you know, according to Dash, we're drinking water.
Yeah,
This is water. This
and
is-
that'll be cut out as well.
No, you know what we're drinking? We're drinking Flint water. Flint water. Tastiest stuff ever. It's
Oh
brown,
my
but it's
God.
tasty.
I know. I can see the rust.
So I want to ask you about a festival burner life, and I want to tie this into your magic career because there is something magical about being at a burn. And when we say burns, for all you guys and gals out there who don't know what we're referencing, it is events like Burning Man. Burning Man is, if you don't know, just fucking Google it. If you don't know by now, then you're sleeping. But there are regional burns and there are local burns all over the country and all over the world. My home burn is personally Alchemy. I've been going to Alchemy in Georgia for over a decade. I haven't been in a while because I've been out here on the West Coast, but in Florida, we have preheat and afterburn. And I think that's where we met at the bars and then we reconnected out in the moment, out on the playa, quote unquote, but in the woods, you know, and on the field, you know, for that. But in an event like when you're approaching your craft and you bring it to that setting, how much more magical is it? Like, what do you curtail your different tricks? Like, how? Because you're all about connecting. You're all about getting a reaction from people, and I can't even articulate how magical those events themselves are.
So, 100%, dude. So magic is only as good as the audience watching, and the audience there is epic. So I've never been more creative. I've never been more improvisational. I make myself crack up. I make my mind blown. Just because not me, it's the people and their energy in the sense of like, you know, when you go up to someone and they're acceptance you, you know, if you're on the streets, you know, I've seen out in LA, people get their headphones on, they're walking real fast. But when you have someone that's embracing you, you know, and you're at a place where it's timeless, you have nothing there's nowhere you need to be except where you're at.
Radical self-inclusion.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and there's no time, and it's just where you're at. It's where you're supposed to be. And so when someone approaches you with entertainment, you're excited. You're fueling. It's almost like they're fueling my fire to the point where it's exponential, man. So those events like that, Burning Man, regional burns, it is the most creative.
Do you turn on the creative aspect to create new stuff, like new bits and new tricks while there?
So,
or do you need to like have a alone time to kind of like do that
So
process?
it's not prior. So it's not a pre thing. It's usually happening there, and then when I'll say a line that's fucking epic, and I'll use it forever. For instance, remember that joke I made about like the X-ray glasses?
Yeah.
So I said that at one of the burns where there's a naked pub crawl. So everyone's naked, and then they put the glasses on. They'd see these naked people, and they're like, "No way!" I'm like, "Holy crap, that was epic!" You know,
the timing couldn't be more perfect. Mind you, everybody's mostly on drugs, so
Yeah, the more inebriated the audience, the more genuine reactions you're gonna get.
very raw. Yes, very raw.
But I think that curtails into the spirit of the performance art. No matter what performance you're doing, if you're performing music, theater, magic, stand-up, whatever, when you go to these creative centers. I feel like it is the best way I can describe it. It is a structure that is designed for you to create and participate, no matter what your background and no matter where you come from in life. On your everyday circuit, you know, it's like forcing you almost to embed you in the creative aspect. So like, I'm sure I've gotten inspiration. Life-changing moments have happened to me there, and I can't second how, you know, that has changed. And like, I always get bummed out when I go to like places like Coachella or Bonnaroo or like even Wakarusa now. Like some of these big festivals are very like, oh, I'm in college, I just want to like watch Avicii and like, you know, Dylan Francis, and I'm like, guys, there's so much more. There's so much more out there. Like, why, you know, let's use this energy, this creative energy, and let's put it to good practice. So based on that, what is there, where's that transition where you can take like the theme, the energy, and the environment of being at like a burn at a festival and then applying it to like your act and your performance in everyday life in front of people who don't know that lifestyle?
100%. So what I think is epic is like, so there's a principle about gifting, and the gifting is the idea of giving without any expectation of return. That is something we could apply to ourselves every day. Give someone a compliment. It's not about physical things. Give someone your attention. Give someone a smile.
You're beautiful, man.
You know,
Compliments. I don't know, with this Me Too era, you know, you can't be giving too many compliments and shit, because then that means you trying to fuck, and then that means you're a rapist. So slow down, Mr.
Right.
Mr. Magic Cosby. Slow down.
Well, all right. Pump the brakes on the Magic Cosby there. I see where your joke head is at, bro, Carl, but I don't want to associate that with this man. You know,
I just try to keep him getting sued. That's
well, I've already touched your hand with that, you know.
You pudding pop.
Check your dick. No. No. So I want to give it back to you for a compliment, dude. When you opened up the show, I was not prepared for that. That was so good, and I love that kind of art, that kind of energy. I love that kind of talent. I don't know what you want to call it, but I love it, man.
Thanks, man.
And that's something you can bring anywhere you go. You know, you'd be waiting at the DMV and just make it epic. Everyone just starts chuckling. And the thing is, when you raise people's energy up, you know, people start getting more involved with each other. I notice I can go to a bar, it's kind of like, you know, slum, amongst themselves and invisible walls. And I'll do something that kind of breaks down those walls. And next, you know, people have a little bit more vibrancy to them. They're talking to each other a little bit more. They have more that little squeakiness in their eyes, that cheekbones coming out. So it's like whenever you offer something that kind of breaks that ice and gets people going, then it's a beautiful gift for people to get in.
And what breaks more fucking ice than like you see a crowd of people huddling around one person in a bar? Like then you're like, who the fuck is this motherfucker over here? What's he doing? Like I remember standing from afar and like you're just doing your thing casually, like performing a trick, and people are not, you're not like going up to people performing. What I've noticed on an observation perspective is you do you, and through natural conversation, people are magnetized to that. So when you tell people, like it's just me observing from like at McDenton's from the patio or something, I'm like, yeah, Cory's doing this thing. And you're not approaching people say like, hey, here's my trick. You're like, just talking to somebody as a friend, and you're like, oh, I'm a magician. And somebody's like, wait, what? And then like, show me, let me do this, blah, blah, blah. And the more you do it, the more people congregate, and it builds on itself. And sooner rather than later, you're stealing the fucking show. There might be a band on stage and everybody's outside on the patio watching you do magic. Like that's clutch, man. That's a pretty awesome vibe, because it's not like you're not intentionally seeking it. It's like you are the flame and everyone's being drawn towards.
It's like a wizard and whatnot. You know what I mean? Do you ever get magic haters? Like sometimes somebody like trying to ruin the trick or trying to fuck it up.
Immediately after you do a trick, how many times do people call you out like, oh, I just saw what you fucking did, and then he tells everybody in the circle?
Well, you know, so I it's so weird for me. I love when that happens. I appreciate when that happens, because it gives me this opportunity to work. Because if everyone just made it easy for me, you know, it wouldn't be fun. You know, so I do come across sometimes, but I'm able to usually twist what they say and make it right back to them, where I've had the like wildest of like, you know, haters in a sense turn into the biggest of fans just like that. I'll tell you a brief story. Some dude was late at night, St. Pete, and you know, bars closed down, a fine little crowd, they're loving it. This drunken, hectic, whatever guy, heckler kind of guy comes up walking all drunkenly. And I'm like, name any card. He's like 13 of diamonds, trying to be all, you know, throw me off. Well, what he didn't know is in my deck of cards, I happen to have a gaff 13 of diamonds. But no, it doesn't end there. It doesn't. So I have to keep it cool, right? I have to keep it cool, because I can't freak out. If the magician freaks out, no one knows what to do. So I'm doing this thing where I'm trying to like make him grab out the 13 of diamonds, because I can do that. Sorry. But so what ends up happening is he grabs out 2 cards on accident that are next to each other. He's supposed to grab one. He grabs 2 cards. They happen to be the 10 of diamonds and the 3 of diamonds. He freaked out.
Wow.
Like the look on his face was almost like scared. But then I took those 2 cards and I turned it into a 13 of diamonds. Dude, you can't plan that stuff, you know? The biggest skeptic guy was now the biggest fan.
That's dope.
Talk about 360.
You know, man. And this is about you got to take it on with courage, not intimidation. You got to love it. You got to love what you do. You can't expect everyone to give you a good time because you got to be the good time.
Yeah.
You know? And sometimes the people that are hardest to impress are the ones who want to be impressed the most. They're the hardest ones to love. They're the ones who need the love the most. You know, it's like,
God damn, you should give a fucking class to actors out here.
That's
bro.
why the DVD's coming out. That's why.
Yeah,
His
there's
words
so
of
many
wisdom.
goddamn fools in Hollywood that think the opposite as far as being actors and performers out in this town. And I wish more people had your mentality. They'd be far more successful. And I think that's invaluable. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on is so you could articulate this and tell the people out there, because our fan base is to the up and comer in the industry. And there's lessons that you've taught just in conversation and just me observing here in this show where like now I'm going to take a different approach to how I do like a business deal or how I do like an audition or what I look for in a candidate for a certain part. I mean, all these things are very important in the performance industry, you know, and I think that I'm just astounded about your ability to deconstruct the human psyche. That's one of my biggest fan base things about you is you're almost a psychologist as well as a performer.
Yeah, I'll even say I'm just making this up off the top of my head. I'm almost like a fisherman when it comes to certain things. And what I mean by that is I'll wear things like right now I'm very cash, but I'll wear things like imagine like a broken mirror as a tie. Right. And so, you know, somebody's like, oh, it's a good looking tie. I'm like, oh, it's because you're in it, you know, all these like funny things. But I'll wear things and do things in a sense that cause people to come up to me. And that saves me going up to them and all that. I can approach anyone, but the people that approach me, I already filter them in as they're interested. Because, you know, people can say, oh, it's a cool tie and talk to their friends, or, oh, that's a lazy tie or whatever. You know, but if someone comes up to you, man, I really like your tie, and they're genuine. Like that person, I want to talk to that person. I want to interact with that person. So I kind of do a thing where it filters in, you know, energetic people. And then I move from there. I grow from there. So that's one of the little tips and tricks is you know, have something that calls people to come up to you. But you feel good in, but they come up to you, they compliment you on it or something like that.
It's called peacocking.
I try to use that same strategy over the last decade to attract women. Let's just say I haven't had a girlfriend in 10 years. So.
Well, you need to watch the DVD, bro.
And the mirror tie for $99.99.
Right? That's what I need. I need a mirror tie.
And man, I got you. I got you.
You just can't let them cramp your style.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Next thing you know, LA's full of mirror ties, and I'm banked.
So, performing over the course of your career, what are some of your favorite moments? Where are some of your favorite venues? Because, like, I wanted to ask you about this. I want you to answer the first question first, but segue. I lived in St. Augustine for about 2.5 years. And it's the oldest city in America, and it's heavy tourism based. And, you know, I used to give ghost tours at an old jail. And I worked for a distillery giving tours. So, like, I was in the entertainment type business. And what I see based on my knowledge of living in that city is, like, you could thrive in that environment. And that's kind of like a small environment, like St. Augustine, Key West, Savannah. Like, you fucking thrive here or in Vegas, truthfully. Like, you're at that level now. But, I mean, when I first met you, I'm like, damn, bro, why isn't Cory, like, coming over here? Because, like, it's just the mindset of the people visiting the town that are so much more receptive. Yeah, but not only that, they're contributing as well. They want to be a part of it. They want to be interactive and engaging.
So interesting. I got like 3 awesome points on all of these. So I'm so hyped right now.
No, don't worry. Don't apologize. This is what we're looking for, bro.
So, all right. So I'll go from end to beginning. So the LA, something that I'm really proud about coming from Tampa was, you know, if I grew up here in my beginning stages, which I'll talk about too. I hope to talk about the beginning stage, and somehow it goes full circle. St. Augustine, it's gonna go full circle. It's gonna be epic. And Vegas. Oh my God, my mind's blown already.
We got it. Bro.
So here we are. So growing up in Tampa, there was not many magicians, so I was able to find myself. But out in LA, there's a lot of magicians. So in this beginning stage, I would have try to like be like my peers and be like them, because that would be my definition of good magic.
A lot of stand-up comics do that. They make the mistake of doing that.
And you don't get to be yourself. So now I got to really develop myself in this playground, Tampa, and I got to really find myself. And it helps me thrive so much on that area. But now that I'm here, I can really provide something unique that this place I've never seen. Now, the second part is the question you asked, like my favorite place I've ever been to, like one of my favorite venues. And when I turned 21, my parents took me to Vegas for my first time as a magician. And my dad said to show me humility, put me in proximity to people that are really doing it. You know, my mom said they were just curious to see what I do out there. On the second night of 3 nights, I was out in Fremont Street and I met this guy. Looked like an ordinary dude to me. And I showed him some tricks as I would anyone. And out of nowhere, he said, "What are you doing tomorrow? I'd like you to open up for my show tomorrow." Turns out it was Anthony Cools, which is the headlining act at the Paris Hotel.
Woo!
Nice.
He's a dirty hypnotist. It is the greatest show in Vegas, and I can't tell if he hypnotized me to say that, but he's just that good. So you can imagine, my phone was dead. I went back to the hotel. My parents kind of wake up. Like, "Oh, how was your night?" Like, "Good, you know." Opening up at the Paris Hotel, we have the best seats in the house.
They're like, "What?"
Right? So it's just, you know, being at the right time, right place, right person, you know, and that's the cool thing, is you never know, you know, what a day holds. You never know what a hello holds. I pray for those who never say hello. You know, if you knew what the hello could hold, you'd pray for those who never say hello. And it all takes is one day, one moment, one person to really get that dream on track. And I guess to backtrack to the St. Augustine. So I do hope to talk a little bit about like my upcoming in the magic. And how
we got it. Dude, we got plenty of time.
Oh, that's good. That's what I'm glad to hear.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I got my first fire wallet out in St. Augustine. There's a magic shop. So I mean,
I know. Shout out to that magic shop. It's right on what is it? The old St. George, the main strip, which it was the oldest street in America. It's over 450 years old, and it's not a driving street anymore. It's been closed down, so you walk it, and there's a bunch of shops on the side. And segue, when I first moved to St. Augustine, I applied to be a magician at that magic shop as a part-time job. Yeah, and they didn't hire me because whatever they said.
You're a Cuban.
I was not a magician. I am Cuban, and I probably was too musical theater-esque for them. I don't know, but there's a million reasons.
A musical theater Cuban. Listen to the sound of those words. No, I'm a Cuban, and I do musical theater as I move kilos of cocaine.
Here he comes to save the day. That's my Andy Kaufman up in here. But anyways, I think that town has a lot of that performance. So anyways, continue. I didn't mean to interject.
So, you know, I talk about this full circle thing, and you know, it's epic. When I was talking about the mirror tie, right? The mirror tie causes people to come up to me. Well, this thing right here that I'm lighting up on the camera, if you see it, my wallet catches on fire. You may have seen one of these things. I've never met more people in my life from one item than that. It's a $50. On my website, it's a $60. It doesn't matter the price. We'll get to that. But no, the wallet is the best investment I've ever. It was actually given to me. Like someone saw my passion magic and they bought it for me. And that person did not know the impact that thing was going to have on me. And it's one of those things that, you know, when I was first getting into my career, you know, I didn't know I was going to be doing gigs. I didn't know I was going to be flown out of the state, out of the country. I was just in Cuba for a week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So you're talking about Cuba. Tell me, this full circle thing is blowing my mind.
The universe has a fierce sense of irony and a lovable sense of humor.
1,000,000%, man.
Ooh, I got a question.
Yeah.
Did your parents or your dad kind of give you shit like my son wants to do magic? He's like,
Like,
you want to do magic?
great.
That's what I paid for college for. That's what I worked 60
Like,
hours a week
great.
for, huh?
1,000,000%. Dude,
Yeah.
Hogwarts was a hard college to get. I took the online course. It's all But you know, I was gonna say a little bit about college now. So when I was in college, I took classes that helped magic. So what I mean by that, I took all the public speaking classes. I knew I didn't know, like I knew I was not there for degree, so I had the bright futures. I was getting paid to go to college, so I might as well take the classes. And I took the classes in psychology, philosophy, storytelling. You know, all the things that I was able to. There's a story with Steve Jobs when he dropped in. I don't know if you guys know about it.
Tell it.
So,
tell it for our listeners.
You know, before he was into computing, he was at a school that had the best calligraphy course, and he wasn't enrolled. It wasn't for his degree. Had no relevance in his life. He would just drop in. He was just extremely interested in calligraphy. Like I said, had no idea the relevance. Well, a few years later, when he got into computing, he was able to apply the study of handwriting from his calligraphy course to make the first fonts that we're also used to. Now, he's the one who says the dots connect looking back, never looking forward. You know, it's one of those things when you do something you love and we look back on it, all makes sense. All the things fall in place. So it's one of those things, you know, find what you love and just run with it. Run as far as you can.
So you have any words of wisdom or experience for like the up and coming kid that in this episode or past experience has been inspired by you or another and getting into the magic? And I really like y'all's Thomas and Carl's question about like, how did you deal with your family? Like how does that, like, because that's real. Like aside from like the logistics of like, how do I get into this as a career? Because that's important in and of itself. Like, how do you start this process? But more importantly, like, how do you deal with like your own life? So, like all that.
It's to be expected that it's not going to be easy. It's because it's a leap of faith. A wise man once said, "Leap and the net will appear." He's dead now.
Right?
Still really good advice.
I said fucking stand-up comic and magician over here. God damn.
It's one of those things. So like, you know, it is an uncomfortable thing, but you know, so my little story is I worked at a warehouse a mile from my house. I was getting 10 an hour, 40 hours a week for an 18-year-old. Epic money, you know. The manager was so nice. It was so easy. But I was seeing so much of the same stuff different day that I was getting a little tired of it. And without any reason, I took a leap of faith and I quit the job without any side of a landing pad. Well, it just so happened 2 days later, trying to get my girlfriend at the time a job at Buffalo Wild Wings, I met the server who brought me to the manager, who got me hired every Friday and Saturday doing magic for 3 hours a night. You know, and it's that leap of faith. I didn't see the landing pad. I just jumped, and there it was. And once my parents saw that, they kind of just started readjusting their old school ways of thinking and really started to trust me in a sense and let me spread my wings. And because if you try to shelter someone too much, you know, their wings can't spread, and that's why they fall. Nice. You know, it's letting that parachute open up fully. You know, it's and you gotta trust it sometimes.
Shout out to your parents on that.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, they're good parents, man. Because
they're
most parents aren't very open-minded. You know what I mean? You tell them, "Oh, I want to be a rapper or an actor, or I want to be a theatrical dancer." You know what I mean? They're gonna be like, "You're gonna make money doing that."
Yo, great.
You're gonna make money doing that? Yeah. Okay, right. Okay, now what about this?
And that's where that's that idea too. Is like it's not wrong to have a job while you pursue what you love. You know, I think it's a quote. It's like what you do from 9 to 5 is, you know, your job, but what you do the rest of the time is how you make your living. You know, it's how you spend your time and your passions, and when you're out saying hello to people, you know, you never know what a hello holds. All it takes is one person to be like, "Yo, I actually need that service. I need that, or I want that."
And people, honestly, like when it comes to you and your performance, I don't even think people say, "I need this." I think they discover it.
Yeah.
I think they discover it and they say, "Oh shit, I've been missing this. Why doesn't my life incorporate more joy? More instant, easy joy?" Like a lot of times joy is like worked for. Like you go to a movie, you sit down and you expect to be entertained. You go to a concert, you expect to be entertained. With you, it's very spontaneous. It's very unexpected. And I think that's one of the biggest appeals, in my opinion.
It's the idea of supply and demand. I create the demand and then I provide the supply. Like
God damn, entrepreneur, magician, fucking entertainer, comedian.
Like tell me right now, everyone wants a firewall and a mirror.
I actually would love a firewall.
Yeah. I want that shit for work. I want to use that shit in meetings. So they're like, "Carl, you've been late 3 times." I'm just like, "What was I talking about?"
And for $75.
Right?
The price keeps going up. $74.99 using the promo code SKIPBAGS.
Right? Yes. And we're giving some away. Yes.
Ooh, I have a question. You know, Carl Anthony from Wakanda News reporting. Have you ever invented like a new magic trick?
So, I mean, we have some time a little bit.
Yeah, dude.
Man.
Yeah, we got like another half hour.
So I got some freaking stories for you guys. So inventing a magic trick, you know, I've always thought that it takes a certain kind of mind to create magic and then a different kind of mind to perform it. And that's not necessarily the case. And I found that out while out in LA. So I'm out here with a guy named Julius Dean. You can look him up on Instagram, famous. You guys probably have already heard of him. Super famous. But every time I go out with him, we have this awesome team of consultants and just energies, personalities. I met this dude, Tom Elder. So he is the craziest mad inventor I've ever encountered in my life. And just hanging around him, my mind's starting to churn of how I can invent things as well. But in the way that I personally invent things is I take things that are products that you could buy and do. And then as time, it gradually evolves. And after time, it almost transforms into something completely brand new. The other one last idea of it is that, you know, when you take this item and that item and combine them and they've never met before, you're almost inventing something. Yeah. So you take that.
It's like hip hop.
It is. Yeah. 100%, man. All art, you know, if you just, you know, I think there's I don't know if this is a good thing to say, but it's like, creativity is the ability to hide your sources. It's this idea, if you have a source here and a source here and you put them together, it's like, oh, this guy's creative. It's like, I just have this and that.
Tarantino said steal from the best.
Steal from the best. Yeah. Steal like an artist or something like that. I forgot how it goes. Yeah. Yeah, man. And I think, when you surround yourself around people that are minded like that, it naturally rubs off on you. So, if I hung around magic creators all the time, my mind would just naturally run into that.
Wait, so question, is there a completely separate group of magic performers and magic creators? Almost like they're like your weapon makers of old?
They don't perform, they just create.
There is that, like they don't have the personality, like they're kind of like, could be awkward, but dude, you put them behind the scenes, man, they will own some things.
And it's like engineers.
It's like the getaway driver.
Yeah, yes. the Alfred the Batman.
Yeah.
Alfred can't be kicking ass all the time, you know? So, it's having a good team. That's one of the biggest things I learned is having an epic team. And that's one thing I'm working on is developing, having someone that specializes in this. And I can outsource things that I can do, but someone does it way better, and having that whole thing. And that's where you start to thrive.
God, man, you done gave me like 2-3 good movie ideas. I want to make a movie about the magic creator guys and then the magic guy trying to get his rep at the magic castle. Man, I'm robbing you.
They kind of already made that movie.
Say, hey, you're giving away $1 million ideas, bro. We are a film production company. Save that shit for off air.
Isn't that the plot of The Prestige, though?
Strike the record.
Pretty sure that's The Prestige.
Well, like,
and also Now You See Me to a degree.
What are your thoughts on some of the other fictional magic movies like The Prestige?
So The Prestige, okay, dude, I love that movie, and like it feels like
wonderful movie.
The whole movie is like a magic trick, at the very end, that's when the reveal happens, and they give you all this foreshadowment, but you don't realize it, unless you watch it over and over, you don't realize all these foreshadowments that are taking place. Oh man, that movie gives me chills. The other one is The Illusionist, which is another epic movie.
And they came out about the same time.
Yeah,
and nobody knew the difference between the movies. They're like, wait, which one?
It's with the actor from I get that all the time. The Illusionist, it leaves you at the end wondering, is he an illusionist or is it real magic? And it's up to the the person watching. It's up to the viewer to just determine, like, because they don't give you a clear answer. So I love that idea where it's up to the viewer.
Which do you think is more effective at communicating magic as a medium? The fictional movies like The Prestige or The Illusionist or Now You See Me, or the reality-based TV shows like David
like when
Blaine
they used
stuff?
to do, remember those primetime specials with the masked magician?
Yeah.
That was some crazy shit back in the day.
There's a flip of a coin. I personally see it because he didn't reveal any of my secrets, so I didn't care. Actually, when he was doing that, like I was actually watching the show, learning stuff because I was already into magic, but I wasn't doing it at the time. But one thing is that the flip of the coin is some people see it as really good because now people are interested in magic. Kind of like the Carbonaro effect and whatever it is that can stimulate magic and put it in people's minds. Whatever it is. Now when I approach people, like, oh, it's like the Carbonaro effect. Oh, I've seen the Masked Magician. That is the other side of the coin is, oh, I can't say how many times people, I'm like, pick a card. And he's like, oh, I know this trick. I've seen the Masked Magician. I'm like, I just said pick a card. There's so many things I can do. Like, what are you talking about?
Right, that guy ruined it.
But that's gonna be that person's gonna be like that anyways, and no matter what. So it has its thing. But I think as long as it's being planted, that magic, whether it's a movie, whether it's in person, is people are thinking about it. And there's ways of it. David Copperfield was huge. Doug Henning. Even before that, Johnny Carson was a magician. He'd bring on magicians.
Really?
Yeah.
Carson
Oh,
was?
really?
I
Is
didn't
that why
know
he always
this.
used to do that stupid genie thing? Because he was kind of clowning his magician skills a little bit?
Talk about the most famous late night talk show host
Was
of
a
all
magician.
time. I never knew he was a magician.
Neil Patrick Harris. He was a magician.
I
knew that.
Oh, yeah.
What about the guy from 12 Crazy Kids, the gray hair?
Steve Martin?
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin.
He was a magician.
Really?
Yeah, he was an epic one too. Like, I want to say better than me.
You want to say, I love how you're like, I want to say he's better than me.
I will say his act that he did on Johnny Carson, I've not done an act as great as that. But I don't know, he can't do it like street.
And
like
that's
me,
like the 70s.
and you would
era?
never know that. Yeah. So it's out there. So whatever that can plant that idea of magic in people's minds, it goes in waves. David Blaine and Chris Angel brought it. Then it kind of left for a little bit, but then it came back with Now You See Me and the Carbonaro effect. And it's just, it goes through waves, and I'm really riding a fucking tsunami right now. It's an epic time where people love magic.
So, like, if you had unlimited amount of money, but won the lottery, whatever, and you wanted to put on a show, you wanted to do a tour, you wanted to do whatever you want to do, what would you do? do? Like, what is your ideal situation?
What's epic? You said it. You said they read my mind. If I won a lot of money, I would want to take my show on the road. I'd have a tour, and I have on paper all the things that if money was an object, what I would do, and it's epic. And the fun thing is, like, if I win the lottery, I have this concept that if I win the lottery, I'd almost want to burn all of my things and start from scratch.
Nice.
Like, I keep the money in the bank, so I have it. But I'd go to Walgreens, start doing some non-card tricks to get like a tip, to get a deck of cards. Use that deck of cards to get a tip, to get 2 decks of cards. I can do more of that.
Wow.
And then start growing, so I can relearn all these things. But just having the money in the bank, so when it comes to the big show, I can do the big things. I don't want to skip a step, It's that growing, getting into that phase, that journey that makes it valuable.
Building on itself.
Yeah. There's a quote. I pity the millionaire the person that inherits $1 million but isn't a millionaire. It's the idea of millionaire is a personality. If you lose $1 million that you won, good luck winning another. But if you earn $1 million, that's you. That's who you are.
Yeah, so. You're motivated to go out and like, oh, well, I did it once before. I can do it again. And to like the everyday person out there, everyone's like, oh yeah, good fucking luck. You happen to make $1 million on this one idea. Good luck doing it again. Like they see it as winning the lottery, whereas the entrepreneur sees it as, oh, I just did this thing. Like, why wouldn't I make $1 million off of this thing when I can go apply myself and my skills to something else and make another $1 million? Like, it's a mindset. It's totally different than the lottery winning experience.
So the most valuable currency that exists, Jim Carrey said, is the effect you have on others.
Yes.
So, something I'll tell you from the story of my LA trip. I've been out 4 days. After this, supposedly I'm going up to Logan Paul's house. They're doing like a podcast thing.
Nice.
Shout out. Yeah.
So, whatever it is.
Low gang.
Yeah.
Low gang.
No, he goes, what's the name of his new YouTube show, his podcast? It's Impulsive.
Yeah.
Impulsive with Paul spelled out in the word of impulsive.
So that's where I'm going to be behind the scenes on that. So I'm very excited to be here, not behind the scenes, be a part of this. But, so hanging out with Julius, he's connected. So yesterday we were with some guy, Matt King, who is famous on Vine. The day before was, let me look this guy up because you guys probably know him. Super epic dude. But what I'm getting at is when you hang around one person that knows a lot of people, you meet one person, you make them feel good, and they showed all these other people. Now the connections. If I need to create tires, and I met the tire guy, it's making the great connections.
The tire king.
Yeah, that's what Hollywood is all about. It's all about networking.
This is a relationship building industry.
Being a nice person, you know what I mean? Like I was always tell people that the greatest basketball player, greatest person at anything is probably not even famous because they got shitty network skills, or they show up late, or they like to drink.
I like to drink.
Hey, stuff like that. So it takes a certain well-rounded Renaissance person of sorts to not only be talented, to not just like with you got the magic, you got the stand-up, you got the personality, you got fine hoes, according to what Devin says. So obviously you are a well-rounded young gentleman, and you're gonna do all right. And you go to the low gang crib, you went out, low gang. Isn't that what the kids do?
Shout out. We might bring this fool up to the Comedy Store and to the Laugh Factory here next week. He's in town for a week.
Don would love him to come through the comedy.
I know. That's what we'll
show.
be at the Laugh Factory tomorrow night. Shout out to Sean Josie and Fabrizio Copano putting on their show there. I mean, this is obviously going to air before we'll do the show. But anyways, we gotta give a shout out to them, 2 of our hosts for some of our new shows, and shout out to the Ding Dong Show, which Carl is a part of with the legendary Don fucking Paris up in the building. Longest running show at the Comedy Store, and Don is the opener for Jimmy Kimmel Live.
That's right.
So, I mean, you think about Don does the Kennison spot at the Comedy Store. So Sam Kennison did the end spot of the night, and one of my favorite things, there's a lot of similarities between you and Don, truthfully, and it's a lot about the way you interact with your crowd. Don is he's the best crowd work person I've ever seen in stand-up comedy. Late night at the Comedy Store, it'll be 1 a.m, and there'll be literally 6 people in the audience in a full room, and he'll take a group of like a family, like parents, and then like a son or daughter and their spouse or something, and he'll like rip into the younger generation. He'll get that whole family to hate him, and then within 3 minutes win them back on his side to where they're cheering him on. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. And I think that you have that ability over someone to take them on that journey. Yeah. And I think when you're talking about storytelling, you're talking about like engaging with your crowd and being improv in the moment and improvising. I think that's such a unique skill. It can't be taught. It's like natural. You either have it or you don't. And I think that that's something that a lot of other magicians that I've observed are very like rehearsed. And not that you aren't, you are, but you
I know
have
what
the
you mean,
ability to fluctuate in the moment
Yeah.
as well as having that structure and foundation of set and rehearsal.
Something that I noticed too is like, you know, in this story, the thesis is it's not look what I can do, but look what we can do. Look what's possible. You know, so one thing is if I did the same exact tricks verbatim to a wall, there's no magic. But notice when I do that same exact trick in front of you guys, in front of people, you know, that excitement, that joy, it's not me that's doing it. That's you guys that are feeling it and expressing it, you know? And it's that idea that like, you know, what I didn't get bit by a bug, you know, your neighborhood friendly magician. Like this is something that you know,
If only it were that
Nice
easy.
drop. Nice drop. Little segue there.
I mean, I totally did
Like
get, you know, bitten by a bug, but you know, but like it's that idea that, you know, anything that is you. And it's one of those things is what you love, you'll look back. And I think in the future, we all are going to find that thing and we're going to see it almost foreshadowed, like a movie. We're going to look back at the movie and see like, whoa, it was in front of me this entire time and I never noticed it.
It's like Fight Club.
It's like Fight Club.
Like,
Yeah.
and when you watch Fight Club the first time, you're like, oh, this is a great movie. And then when you watch it again, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, this is a great movie.
I see it all now. Now I see the signs. Now, you know, whatever.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's what's exciting, man. It's doing what you love. I think that there's a Jim Carrey quote saying, you know, you can fail at what you don't love. So you might as well take a shot at what you do.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a great philosophy. And I think a lot of these lessons that you have and other people that have, I mean, I know we talked about this earlier, but they got to give them credit. They're founded in like the burner lifestyle. Like a lot of the principles that you learn and not even learn, but experience firsthand by going and opening up yourself and being vulnerable at this type of event breeds creativity and they breed philosophies in yourself that only enhance other areas of your life. And you never know how it's going to manifest. You never know how it's going to enhance, but I think that it's so important that you are willing to experience it, that it does, from a creative person, even if you're in like business, you know, a lot of people like CEOs go to Burning Man now because they want to be enlightened. Like, yeah, okay, but they're following the trends of the original creative individuals who searched it out and started it.
You know, it's so interesting is even those people that go like, it's still in the middle of the desert that it's so hard to get to that in order to go, you really kind of have to have an intention. Now, the idea that it's, you know, commercialized, you know, when I'm at Burning Man, I don't see it. When I'm at Burning Man, trust me, it's so big that you don't see it. When you look on the outside, it's like, yeah, it seems commercialized. All these big names go. But when you're there, it's like if you're gonna be there, it takes so much effort that you earn your Burning Man. It's like earning man, you know. It's like you
Burning Man,
Burning Man.
And just we should explain Burning Man because Burning Man they basically make like a city and then it becomes like a barter and trade system while you're there the whole time or something.
Bartering is probably a word that could be misconceived. It's gifting, so it's giving. It's self-reliance. So you bring everything that you need to survive, and then you just give. You bring more, and so you don't want to come underprepared. You want to bring your tent. You know, you don't want to expect to buy a tent because there's no money exchange.
Yeah.
I mean,
You can't go buy water. If you need water, you need to bring enough water for yourself, and then you bring like shit you make yourself in case you run out of water, and then you're like, yo, bro, I don't have any water. Here's some like crafts I created, or I made dinner last night. You want some leftovers? Like whatever the fuck it is.
Macaroni sculptures.
Yeah.
You know, whatever you got.
One of my best gifts.
Nobody's gonna give you a tent unless you bring some extra macaroni.
Oh, you can hit up by Julius Dean right now, ain't you? Look at you, you big Hollywood star motherfucker. You fucking big booty bitches too.
I'll shoot him a message real quick.
Some of them. I mean, you want to put them on? I don't want to put them on blast, but you can answer if you want. You can have him call into the boards, truthfully, if he wants.
Is he calling me again? If he's calling me again, I'm
was checking in with the bull, like, what's up, man?
Shout out Julius D.
how do I get this video thing going?
I don't know. The reception in there is horrible.
Yeah.
This will all be cut anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
I mean, yeah, we'll save this for the
Did we go through your
YouTube.
origin story? Like, did we go through your magic origin story? Like, it was a dark, sunny night, and David Blaine came on. I was jerking off. And, you know, he did this one trick, and then after that, it's like, I got to do
Why
fucking
is
magic.
everything got to boil down to jerking off with you, Carl?
I mean, like I said, I've been trying the whole peacock thing for 10 years.
I mean, it's a satanic practice.
It's not pulling in the girlfriends the way you hope. So, you know, you get strong
I'm still on
forearms.
air right now. I think we're almost done. Right?
Yeah, we're pretty close.
Yeah, we can wrap
We're on air
whatever.
right now, but they're gonna cut all this out.
Yeah, we're pre-recorded.
So you said the address. All right, perfect, man. Cheers, brother.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.
That's right, ladies. That's right. You go famous, dude. You better fuck him soon.
That'll be cut.
Leave it. No,
Where were we? We were talking about Burning Man. Burning Man.
We were talking about Burning Man. We were talking about, what is
The
Burning Man?
mindset.
The mindset.
I love this idea that, so middle of the desert, there's no cell phone service. So, you're the buddies out there. The thing is, when you interact with people, you treat it so valuably. You're not like, oh man, I'll just see you later. Because you might not ever see that person ever again in your life. So when you're in there, you're so in the moment. And when you see these art things are out of this world. The art is it's like meeting Mozart in person and just seeing these things live in action. It's out of this world, and you try to take a photo of it, but it doesn't do it. When you're there and you take your phone, you just leave it away, and you're just there and you embrace it. You're in the middle of the desert, incredible people, and you're looking at the most incredible things, and there's always something going on. It gives you this emotion that I feel like people need to detach from this world and enter that bubble.
Yeah, it's
a bubble. It's middle of nowhere. It really is. They make it impossible to get to, pretty much, because they want to really separate it. And you get to really live a life that most people don't by doing a thing that most people wouldn't do.
It's also like the unexpected pleasantries that come with it and the shit that you can't explain. Like I remember at Alchemy, my first Alchemy burn. 2 stories real quick. First of all, I was Alchemy is set in Chattanooga National Forest, so it's on an Indian reservation in the forest. So half of the square acreage is open field with a lake, and then the other half is in the woods. So it's winding trails, and there's these different art projects that we talk about. We say art projects, we mean anything, like a stage set up with DJs or an interactive art thing. So I rounded this corner. Granted, I was on mushrooms, but still, generally one is. But I rounded this corner in the woods, and I saw a 15-foot light bright exhibit that you can interact with and put your own light brights in, and it was just there. Yeah. And nobody staked claim to it. It was just existing. And throughout the whole festival, you could make whatever you want. And it's understood, nobody's going to be a fucking asshole and destroy it, because everyone's in awe about, oh my God, this was such a good idea. And I just rounded this corner and bam, light bright. Oh my God. And one of the best, the stories about my home burn, my first burn experience, I didn't know what a burn was. I went with my friend Daniel Lewis, shout out Dan, to my first burn back in 2010, 2009, something like that. And I was in a theme camp that we were camping with, Trouble Bubble. Shout out Trouble Bubble, and shout out Mood Hoops. If you want your LED hoops, go to moodhoops.com. Biggest hoop displayer in the world. But anyways, I was sitting in one of the tents, and it's a communal tent in a bubble. So imagine a diameter of 20, 25 feet, and in it 4 water beds and lights, and it's a lounge area with a hookah in the middle, and just a place to get away from the nonsense and just relax, right? So I'm sitting on this bed, and I'm sitting there for 20 minutes, and then across from me is a gentleman dressed in a dress. I don't know who it is. I'm just say this, and I'm on some drugs at the time, but I'm relaxing, smoking a bowl with me and my friends, and then halfway through the bowl, I hear from across the tent, Devin. And I go, what? And the guy in the dress runs over and gives me a giant hug. And he's not wearing underwear, so his balls flap out. And then what I see is coming at me is one of my friends from childhood that I've known since I was 5 years old. And I go, holy fuck, I had no idea that you were involved with this. We haven't spoken in 8 years, blah, blah. But it was such a mind fuck and such one of the blessings that I've ever experienced. How random is this? When you're in this moment in the middle of the desert, you're in the middle of the field, and the planets just line up, and you're oh my God, I have nothing but surprise and admiration and love. And he sat there afterward, and he goes, I bet you didn't think you'd run into me with a dress on right now. And he goes, sorry about my balls hanging out, I'll put my dress down. And I'm at that point I'm on acid, and I'm Jesus fucking Christ, bro. Yes, I'm trying to wrap my head around just seeing you, much less seeing you in a dress. Come on, I love you, but this is just a lot to take in at the moment. And it's one of the best experiences I've ever had. Not the fact that I got hugged by a guy in a dress, but the fact that it was one of my childhood friends that I never would have had that connection with if we didn't meet on that level and on that plane. And now we'll forever have that connection and that bond. And I'll always have that story. Every time I, go back to Florida, I might see him at a family function. I'll be like, yeah, so what bird have you been to, bro? And everyone will be like, what is the secret club that they have? It's like, it's not a secret. It's just, you have to be willing to let that guard down and that vulnerability down. And a lot of people in Florida and a lot of people out there are like, what the fuck are these hippies talking about? Like, they're like, there's so much stigma of like, I'm not about that life. But until you're in the moment, you really can't describe it. Words can't put it to word. It's one of the few things that someone has to actually experience versus being told about. And I feel like that's the same with your magic. Somebody has to experience it versus being told about it.
And that's where, I think it kind of goes back to that question, like, what is magic? To me, my definition of magic is that feeling. That feeling when you saw your friend, that is magic. And the thing is, when you define magic as something like that, magic is everywhere. The moment, like, you'll never see it if you don't believe in magic. You will never have the eyes to see it. You gotta believe in magic. You gotta believe in your definition. What is your magic? And you'll see it. It's all around us. My tricks are a metaphor for that magic. My tricks evoke that emotion to make you recognize that emotion when it's apparent. It's all around us. It's like whether it's someone you thought of that day, or you get an advertisement on Instagram about something you just said. It's probably not magic. That's probably just something. But yeah, 100%, man.
Well, here's magic. You posted on Instagram that you were coming to Cali. And you and I haven't talked in over 5 years. And I saw your post and I was like, yo, we have an opening this week. You're in town. Come on the radio show. And here we are. Yeah. That's fucking magic, man. Yeah. That is truly magic because, like, we had an amazing conversation. I've loved everything that we've gone over, and you're an amazing performer, an amazing human being, and I'm so grateful that you exist in this world. That in and of itself is the magic of the universe. Like, granted, like, shout out to Instagram because it made it happen, but at the same time, like, if it wasn't for that little exchange, we wouldn't be here talking about this and creating new magic and creating this moment, which I hope to God our listeners and viewers out there will take the best away from, and I think they will, man. This has been one of the most fun fucking times. This has been, I don't know, what do you guys think? This has been one of my fun episodes. It's also a rekindling.
I still got his devilish X on my hand. So this shit is real.
The evidence is on Carl.
Oh, man. There's an X on me.
There's something going on.
If it lasts longer than 4 hours, consult a doctor.
I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned. I am very concerned.
It'll never wash off. That's a tattoo.
Yeah.
I know, right? No.
It's a brand. It's a beautiful. He's marking his territory.
A good thing the X is on the inside of the hand, on the outside, because then you'd never be allowed at bars and clubs.
Yeah. Because Carl does look like he's 19. He's been drinking that vampire blood. All right, Cory, thank you so much. A round of applause for our guests, everyone.
Where can the people find you,
to
Cory?
The camera, let them know what's going on in your world.
They can find me at chrisangelsucks.com. Totally kidding.
David Blaine is thedevil.com. Right. At Instagram.
Cory for the win. It's going to be, if you find me on Instagram, it's at CORYVA, and I guarantee you'll find me from there. It's Cory Van Valin. Even out in Cuba, they were able to find me at that. So I'm pretty sure if they find me in Cuba, you can find me wherever you're at home. So, yep, and hopefully stay tuned for the DVD. Hopefully stay tuned for the stage show out in LA, and we'll make some things happen.
And if you want a flame wallet,
$85 if you call.
That's right. That's right.
Perfect.
All the links to everything that Cory's talking about will be found in the description of this video. So make sure you pop on over to YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, and you'll be hooked up with Cory and all of his future endeavors. And I guarantee you we'll be working together in the future. Like, I already got the wheels turning. I already got some schemes on some schemes. But on that note, Carl, start us off. Take us around.
Oh, yeah, say Mr. C Enforcer Poppy Carlo on the Insta Jesus and whatnot. Check out the Ding Dong Show, which is on Mondays in the Belly Room at the Comedy Store. Also on the YouTube with Don Barrett's longest running show in the Comedy Store. Check out the GT's Comedy Jam. We do 2 shows a month. Always got to see it. Check out skitbags.com. You better do it anytime. We got the daggone Clapper, which is on the Netflix or whatever it is. It's some kind of shit and whatnot. But watch the Clapper. Watch Office Uprising, which is on the Crackle and whatnot. We got all kind of stuff coming at you. Skitbags is blowing up this year. We got new stuff coming, and you better get ready, get excited, and keep your penis in your pants.
Very important last part, Casey.
Hey guys. So
what a segue.
Unfortunately, we lost my mic, so I don't say much anyway. As always, you can find me on Instagram. That's Casey Persich, KASEY, Stay tuned to see more shows that we're bringing to you.
They're gonna be great. You can find me on Instagram at tmcd with 2 underscores, and I dare you to find me on Twitter because you can't do it. Dev?
Toodles. Shout out Sailor_Dev on Instagram. But more importantly, make sure you go follow Skipbags. Go to skipbags.com. You're going to see the rest of our shows that we currently have. We got the Mix and Serve. We got Film History, the history of film. And we got Fight Dub coming through. But more importantly, you got to fucking stay tuned because we are partnering up with some fam over here at Dash. Shout out to the Tastemakers to bring you guys some exclusives. I can't give anything away just yet. We can't let the cat out the bag just yet. But I just want to tease. I just want to tease a little bit, like a little young teaser, trailer of sorts. We got some big things in the works. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you fucking subscribe to the YouTube. And if you like and comment, you'll be enrolled into the Dipstick Vapes contest, and you'll get free swag from Nuwaza Apparel, Dipstick Vapes, and some of our other brands and sponsors. We're going to give away a big gift basket here coming up soon. So make sure you like, subscribe, and they'll be entering you.
Make as many fake accounts as you can.
Hey,
it's only happening once.
You know what? Right. Hey, the more you make, the more you get. That's up. And on that note, I want to pass it off to our magic man to close out the show, close us out in the most skip bags of fashion, and just let, I don't know, do whatever the fuck you want.
Let it all out.
Oh, man. First off, thank you so much for having me, man. This has been the most epic radio appearance I've ever had in my life. And
it's our pleasure, bro.
I'm so stoked. I almost want to do like a quick little trick thing. It's so quick. It's gonna be audible and all that. I want the viewers at home, especially viewers on YouTube, to think of any card in the deck. Think of any card in the deck. Yeah.
Any card in the deck.
Just think of any card in the deck.
All right.
So, you got yours?
Yeah, I got one. Okay.
All right, just whatever you do, don't think of Ace of Spades.
No,
or Queen of Hearts, or King of Diamonds. I'm naming the top 3 cards, so I already eliminated like half the people.
No, it's all good. Mine was none of those.
No, none of those. Okay, so what was the card that you thought of?
King of Clubs.
No, it's funny. Remember I said not the King of Diamonds?
Yeah.
Well, remember I said not the Queen of Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to look right here. It's gonna be for the camera. See the Queen of Hearts.
Yeah.
Underneath is the Ace of Spades, topmost card. Right? Watch the Queen of Hearts. It turns into the King of Diamonds. Okay.
Right.
That was the third most named card. Underneath the King of Diamonds is one face down card.
It's gonna be the King of fucking Clubs, isn't it? I'm gonna take a shot of fucking Fireball after this. God damn it! And Skipbags Radio, we out, motherfucker! Cory Van Valin, the Magic Man, in the house. Thank you so much. And make sure you fucking watch us on YouTube so you can see what the hell we're talking about.
Doodles.
Peace out.
Boom! Skipbags Radio.
Game on, and it is showtime. And thank you guys for watching Noodle Free Mondays. Shout out to Cory Van Valin, our introduction video. And every show I'm going to play one of our classic videos from our Skipbags Radio Show. We had so much great talent that's out there doing great work that people should know about. We got all these great pages. So I figure every week I'm going to show an interview from one of the fam, get us some shine, let people know where their page is at, and try to make that a regular thing from here on out because we know so many dope motherfuckers you wouldn't believe, like Cory. If you haven't seen Cory Van Valin, look his shit up. This motherfucker be scaring you. You think I was joking in that video? You're like, oh, he's just playing along. And I look like the devil right now, so you probably don't believe what I have to say. But I will tell you this one thing here. I was shitting my pants. I will say, being that close up on him, there was a 92% what the fuck is going on situation there. Pure magic. So, also, once I'm president, I may have to put him in Guantanamo for national security. So, we'll worry about that later. But, being that I look like the devil now, I don't think I'm going to do good in the polls. Like, I'm like, look at this guy. They're like, vote for this guy. And I'll be able to do like, ha ha. They like, no, not vote for this nigga no time soon. He up here just like God's favorite out this bitch. And anyway, I'm Carl Anthony, Mr. Cedar Force. A happy Halloween for Noodle Free Mondays. We're out here cutting it up, slutting it up, and slapping the booties like it's a big what going on down. I also got one of my guest hosts in here with me. He has multiple names: Folo M Tautology, VMT the Mastodon, aka the Troublemaker, the Troll from Trillville. What it do, Volo M Tautology? You out there? Are you passed out on me? I think I might have lost Folo. I think that video, that interview kicked his ass too long. Yeah, he probably laying there and knocked the fuck out, or he taking a shit or something. So I don't know. He might wake up in the middle of this stuff. Anyway, the opening segment was going to be going through Volo's stuff. What's going on with him? The video game report, SAT words of the day, and stuff like that. What is it called? Slang word of the day. Wrap up stuff, but I think the video was too cool for him. He be working hard and shit. Plus the holidays coming up. I don't know anybody out there that's got kids. Anybody got kids? A lot of people working overtime right now to get up for the holidays, so he might be putting in some extra grind. And he got a young boy he raising, and you know, kids, they suck the life out of you. Like I think that's why I look so good. I ain't got no kids yet. That's the only reason I'm like. I think vampires only look good because they didn't have to have kids. They would just bite a mofo. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nope, not getting nobody pregnant. I'm living for 1,000 years. I'm just gonna bite your ass. I ain't. No, baby. No. All that stress and strain. No. Sorry, baby child. No. Sorry, not gonna happen. Not today. So yeah, I think we lost my co-host Volo. That's just because he's tired. So what we'll do is, since this is Noodle Free Mondays, one of my segments is a news report review. I look for noodleish or foolish news stories, review them, give my sarcastic opinion on it. We normally would be doing Volo seconds, but I think he fell asleep. Volo is on the East Coast, guys. So be nice. It's let's see, it's 10 o'clock here. That means it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Where he's at. So he's probably knocked out and he does work and he has a kid. So he might wake up though a little bit later in the show. He'll roll over something. His hip will hurt or something. That's how it usually happens. He'll wait, oh, hey, how you doing? What's happening, Jack? I'm like, all right, there you go. How am I supposed to know? So right now, let me bring up the news of today, and then we are going to make fun. Now, as you notice, I am dressed like Beelzebub. As you not noticed, years ago, God made me sick and took my soul or gave it back. So I guess I'm like the blue-eyed devil today. Anyway, let's see what's going on. I gotta use my, because I'm like the what is it called? The Chronicles of Riddick now. So now like light is like really bright to me. So you know, when I'm famous, I'm like, yeah. He's like, Bono, Carl, why you wear? Because I'm like, Bono, bro. I got sensitive eyes, dude. Okay. It's like you have $375 in your checking account. You are not Bono. Well, fuck y'all. I got an affliction. I got alopecia and shit. This up here. God damn, I'm worse than Jada Pinkett. Like, I should be able to slap somebody during the Oscars and y'all defend me. But that's all right. Okay, don't let the horns and the red tie get you. Oh, he's like, yeah, he's a bad person. No, that's just like a whole. This is like the one of God's favorite angels' best get up. And whatnot. That's all. Read the book. Read the book. Don't hashtag me. Read the book. That's all I'm saying. So I am like one of God's most loved at this moment in my character. Just to let you know, so you said anything to me, I'm better than you. Just to let you know. But let me look up this news story and stop acting a goddamn fool. Let's see what's going on here with today's news, guys. I'm going to read through some news stories. I'm going to go some noodle stuff. I'm going to give my absurd opinion. See if maybe we can get canceled. We'll see how it goes. Today's news. Let's see what we got here. Oh, CNN. You know, I love CNN. Back in the day, CNN used to have the real news, the true news and whatnot. Let's see here. Share screen. Maybe we'll get Volo back in the process while I'm cutting up. You know what? Let me get some hype music going because it's probably just chill ass music. Let's get some hype music going. Make this like an exciting. I'm gonna get the music a little loud. So we can make this like a hype music segment, right? All right, here we go. It's time for the news time segment and what we call Noodle Free Mondays. Let me put this in the news look since Volo is chilling. Put this to the side. Oh, let me see what the logo looks like over top of this. One moment, guys. Just doing some graphic design testing here. Don't you mind me? Blocks the words out. Do you need to see the words, guys? Nah, not really. Who cares? All right, we'll leave it alone for now. But anyway, let's look at some of these stories. So I'm gonna read through a few of these stories, give my absurd opinion. I'm an independent politically, so I give everybody the business because I think they're screwing us on both sides. Just to let you guys know. Let's see what's going on. Of course, we know what's going on right now between my J Bros with J Froze and my Palestinian cousins with the little hair wrap shit and the right. So they're going through their thing. I just don't want my tax dollars spent on hurting people. I hope this stops as soon as possible and they get a resolution that works between both sides. Because the only people that win here are rich men that get contracts and powerful men that get control of things. But nobody on the ground is winning on either side. They're all losing. So let's deal with that. I don't know if I can make a joke about that. I don't think that's meant to be joked about right now. Love for all out there. Stop that stuff. War is not the answer. It may help a little bit. All right, there's my joke. But war is not the answer, guys. Let's see what's going on here. Billionaire Republican. So billionaires are hating on the homies. So it's like, yo, man, I'm wild with this other billionaire dude. He out here hating on the hoes, doc. All right, so we see what we got here. Hedge fund billionaire Leon Cooperman in rare public rebuke. A Republican candidate says Trump belongs in jail. I bet you he's like old. He's got those jowls. Trump belongs in jail. Trump belongs in jail. He probably got jowls. You know, he's probably like 98. Look, he's got like young life. He's like 36, but since he's rich, he's so stressed about all the evil he does, he still has jowls at 36. Yeah, should we play this guy hating on Trump? Let's play this guy hating on Trump. Let me give CNN their credit. Oh, in case I missed, you stop trying to sling your little emails, because all you're gonna do is sell my email to some third world countries. Some guy from Afghanistan is gonna try to hack my iPhone. I know you're working on CNN. I know you're a little hustle. Let's see what this guy with the jowls. You're a rich billionaire too, dude. You probably need to be in jail right with his ass. The nerve of you. Anyway. Let's give CNN their credit first because I am a credible show. This is a news source. So we do give credit to these sources that we use at the time. One moment, my loves. Save and hit this. And here we are. We build while we fly. Let's get this up here. Let me turn the music down so we can hear the CNN news report. One moment, my loves. See, being that I'm like the devil, I'm like Monique. Oh, my love, my sweet babies, don't mind the horns and pitchfork. Just a little Satan stuff. I actually do have a trident. Where is it at? Oh, man, I actually do have I forgot I got a trident, bro. Damn. Oh, I might have to find out at some break later. Let's get back to the story. I'm cutting up. Oh yeah, I wanted to turn the music down so we can hear this video from CNN. Put this way down. A little bit of sound so we can transform the content. Let's see what CNN's got to say. Shout out to CNN, man. Thank you guys. Go check out CNN, check out their website, check out the YouTubes, and shout out to CNN for being some of the realest niggas in the street since I was a kid.
Faith's Flowers wasn't
No commercial. We rock commercials. You know, shout out to the commercials. Commercials, stuff in life wouldn't be free. So I'm gonna tell you something.
Which means
people think everything in life is free. Nothing in life is free. The reason that website is up is because they need commercials like that to stay up. Remember that.
I saw a defeated man. I saw somebody that knows that it's the end of the Trump organization, already found guilty of fraud. The license will ultimately be taken, and now this entire case is merely about how much. This is merely about how much disgorgement the Attorney General will be seeking.
I bought the soul.
Were you intimidated by Donald Trump? Were you intimidated? Because that's why we believe that he came out to intimidate you. And were you intimidated?
He's got the wrong guy to intimidate. As you've seen, I haven't stopped since I don't know how many years now, and I won't until, as I said, accountability is had.
They swear they gang. I'm not intimidated. Oh, video over. I'm out of here.
Still going, huh?
You edit that video like you was intimidated, brother. All right, let's see what else we got going on with my stupid behind. Oh, let me turn the music back up so I can make this hype because it's late and Volo sleeps. So I'm trying to wake Volo up with the hype. Right now. We still got Volo yet? Nah, we still ain't got Volo. I think he's asleep. He's knocked out. He's probably sleeping hard. Let's see what else we got. Ukrainian family of 9. Wow. Taken out by the Russians. Now, I don't know if you guys know that. Nobody's talking about another group of my fellow immigrants. And what do they call it? People seeking asylum? Asylum seekers, I believe is the term they use nowadays. But in LA, in my neighborhood, right? My neighborhood is 90% Central American, maybe 2-3% black, 2-3% white, right? The rest is Asian. So I really say it's like 70%, and the rest is Asian. It's really South Korea town, right? Just as this war started, about 50 Ukrainians showed up and they started crying. I would go in my supermarket and they'd be walking around their cameras like a maze. And I see them now all the time. Like, yo, now I'm gonna tell y'all something. Ukrainian broads got fat asses, dog. Every Ukrainian chick I have seen, skinny, ugly, thick, whatever she is, yo, Ukrainian broad straight from Ukraine got ass, my dude. I think that's why they imported these hoes to take over from the black women and the Latinas. Because these white hoes got ass, nigga. So if you meet a new Ukrainian girl and you like, oh, she bony, nigga, check that ass out. That Ukrainian girl got ass. I don't know what it is. They like black Russians. They like Africans that just turn white for some reason, nigga. I think that's why we fighting for it. We fighting for the ass. And Joe Biden's like, I got $100 billion for that ass. Ukrainian girls do got some ass on them. I don't know what that shit is about. They can be skinny, bony, ugly, dressed fat. I'm like, what is with this fat ass though? Like, this bitch is like from the hood, nigga. You know, the original ghettos started in Eastern Europe where they're from, by the way. So that's what's going on in Ukraine. Let's see what else you got going on here. FDA warns about some drop products. Nevada man charged for making anti-Semite threats towards my J-Bros with J-Fros as a senator. Now, I don't get why people do this. You want to talk about some noodle stuff? Noodle stuff is saying directly, basically bigoted, racist, attacking, or violent things to someone in the public or documented way. Like, sit over and think that while you're mad. You know, say that to your friends while you're drunk. You know, if you're in a room with them alone and you're arguing in the street, okay. But don't get all dressed up for your threat. Like, what are you doing? Well, how do you think this is going to work out for you? Huh, Kanye? Kyrie Irving? How do you think it's going to work out for you, bro? It's not. I don't think for you, Jamie. It's not. Why you gonna even mess with the Jamie? Most people of color and other groups, and this guy was probably Caucasian. Now, I don't know if you guys know a lot of people that are supremacists, as they call them. One of the people they always blame is my J-Bros with J-Fros. Did you know that the supreme type guys, right? I'm not naming who they are, but they think they're very supreme because they're worried about genetic destruction, so they're protecting their gene, right? These guys talk to pro-black, right? Like, oh, you're like, they said we should join together because the J-Bros with J-Fros, their whole goal is to get rid of all the Gentiles, which are the supreme people and basically nobody else, and turn the world over to the rest of us, which is Asians, African Americans, and Latinos. And I just like, I'm looking at the supremacist guys like, I kind of want them to win. What are you talking about? And if you ask Nick Cannon and somebody else, he'll tell you that we cousins from the J-Bro family. Look, I got a fro under here. I used to have a fro. It's not a fro now. Oh, see, I took my devil horns on. See, that's my fault. That's my fault. Shout out to the Bible, which told you about my name. Lucifer, Beelzebub, Vinny Del Negro, you know, whatever name you want to use for somebody that you don't like. So that's how that goes. So check that out. Shout out to Nevada man for being out of control. Lock his ass up. Block him on Twitter. I don't see the point. It's just like, it's unnecessary. I don't see why people get online and like make tweets and videos like getting at certain groups. What are you going to gain? Or I made videos yelling at the LGBTQ. Or I made videos yelling at black folk. Or I made videos yelling at Asian people. Or I made videos yelling at this war guy. I made video. What are you going to achieve but a shadow ban and people saying fuck this guy, right? One of the things I learned in my eternal life as God's favorite and controller of the underworld and the essence of what is called what is it called? Free will. I think this outfit represents free will. Do what you want. Woo! Right. Anyway, I think he left me in charge to run the planet. I think that's the real trick that the best trick that my essence ever pulled was that I got left in charge. And I'm like, go world, do what you want to, blow something up, tear something up, rob people, do what you want. Hey, it's my thing. God left me in control. He won't be back for 5 million years. And we gonna do free will up in this Jersey box. Or did he give free will control to me or my cousin? Well, I'm in character right now. To me, because he was like, you're the best guy to do this because you're out of control. You were my favorite angel for a reason. You know how to party, bro. My essence is literally the Hunter Biden of the God protocol. Do you realize that Beelzebub, one of God's favorite angels, did change and got frustrated with him and ended up the ruler of the underworld and a person that he makes deals and talks to? His competition for some reason. This guy was his man's, right? But did he give him control because he's wild? He was Hunter Biden. You know, the devil just dropping bags of stuff in God's house. Like God coming out in heaven. He just walked out like, man, who left this on the floor? And the devil just sitting there like, I don't know. I think it was Jesus. I ain't be that over there. Who dropped this AK-47? I don't know. Who left this half a child? I don't know. I think it was Jesus, God. You might want to set him down and get him nailed to a cross. Teach him a lesson. I'll be there watching. I have vinegar water for him. Anyway, so I'm acting a fool. This is our news segment. I cut up during our news segment because that's the whole point of this and whatnot. Don't mind me. Cancel me whenever you're ready. Run this back later. Anybody watching later, like, share, subscribe for my silly, or hit dislike, or tell me I'm a loser. I don't care. Call me Beelzebub the Great. Call me names. I don't care. I can answer anything you like also. By the way, I'm working on a new TV show called The Jesus Show. So I think this is the perfect outfit to introduce that new Sunday show I'm going to be working on. Let's see what other current stories we got going on here in today's news that I can cut up off of. Let's see, top stories, blah, blah, blah. FDA going to war with them. So here's something that I consider another noodle situation. In America, I don't know if you guys have known, ever since the 70s and like women's lib and all that stuff, they stagnated wages, right? Because they used to only have a lot of men in the job market, but then when they let minorities in and gave women love for women's lib, they had a job market that tripled in size, right? So instead of paying one guy like your Al Bundy or Homer Simpson to take care of the whole house and they can live in the suburbs and have a car, and they think, nah, they split the money up between 2-3 of us, and then the rich dudes keep the rest of the money, right? So this is why you had unions. So they could fight for this, cause strikes to get the money up, things like that. And this is why you see, if you never understood what these union talks are really about, it's really about the results of basically the people that make a lot of money making excuses to pay us less because they know if you don't want the job, there's somebody right there like, yo, I'll take that job. You know what I mean? And so it's like they pit us against each other. It looks like CNN's got a little video about this. Let's see what they got to say. Let's turn this down. I need some water. I need some water while this plays. Turn this down a little bit. Let this commercial play.
I didn't get my hair done.
Then psoriatic arthritis. Cosentyx works on both for me.
People with psoriasis on the scalp have a 4 times higher risk for psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions, severe skin reactions that look like eczema, and an increased risk of infections, some fatal, have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine or plan to, or if IBD symptoms develop or worsen.
Still working for me.
I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime.
Over 450,000 workers have joined a strike in the U.S. this year, more than tripling the number from 2021, according to Cornell University's Labor Action Tracker. While action in the U.S. labor movement is still short of historical peaks, Data shows a dramatic increase in the number of workers on strike from what the nation has seen for decades.
We're going to wars with employers that have declared war on workers.
Kaiser Permanente just fielded the largest.
I got a real world verification of this with you. If you live in any, I don't know, maybe it's, I doubt it's the same in small towns, but in every major city I've gone to and visited since the C Pandy, every place I go, every store, every place from low class to high class, food, whatever it is, you know what is in the window of the store? For hiring. Some of them, even McDonald's, are offering bonuses, and like nobody wants like any of the jobs anymore. And I think it's because they don't know about the wage staggering. They don't know about the kind of money that's being transferred. And this is the transfer of wealth, the separation of wealth people all talk about, right? They don't know what it is mathematically, but they can feel it, it seems like, you know. And now you got this with the more striking going on. So if you don't understand what all this is, you're like, where's my real world reality of this? Your real world reality is if you pass by a lot of places with a for hire sign up, it's because this is how everybody feels.
Largest strike the U.S. healthcare industry has ever seen. Meanwhile, Joe Biden became the first sitting president ever to join a picket line, standing alongside United Auto Workers as they make history confronting all big three automakers, General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis, simultaneously. UAW is seeking pay raises, job security, and other benefits.
And all the factories, other companies.
That's not right to work at a job and still get the same pay for 15 years.
Right.
We're working 2-3 jobs
Heard that?
to even.
Same pay for 15 years. All they do is give you a 2 to 3% rate increase. So if you have a job, you may have noticed you always get a 2 to 3% increase every year, sometimes zero. But if you may notice, prices go up about 2 to 6%, sometimes as much as even 10% in a year's time. You'll see the price of chips go from $1 to $1.10 over a 2 to 3 year span. That's basically 3% a year. But you got a 2% raise every year. You just lost about 2 to 3%, right? 1% every year that they did it. So this is kind of what that guy just said. This is what they're feeling. And the issue is with the American treaty that we did. What is it called? NAFTA, the National American Free Trade Agreement that they want to do in Africa now. Africa's about to fall for that, suckers. But they're doing it. And goddamn, they do it to us. So now all the factories in like Canada and South America and Central America, because it's cheap and there's no cost in transport because it's the free trade agreement. So just like we have the tariff issues with Asia, we don't have them. So Asia can simply do something as simple as taking something into South America, where we have a free trade agreement, and then having the South American group sell it, trade it, bring it up. And that way they can work around the tariffs. And that's why you see that Trump had this whole thing about raising the money on China. Like he just backdoors through the free trade agreement. And this is why you see what we're seeing now with all this frustration. I'm not good at making jokes with this because it's kind of serious, but the shows are getting screwed. In January 6th, you know, we'll chew them up, eat their bones one day, right? Woo! Allegedly.
Meat ends meat. You shouldn't have to do that in the United States. We're asking to get our fair share and our just due.
Beyond wages, the threat of technology is also fueling the auto workers' strike as the industry pivots towards electric vehicles and has been a focal point in Hollywood, where guilds have attempted to stop.
I'm about to say, remember, guys, they're striking in Hollywood. The stars are striking. The writer, dude, I live here in LA. Let me tell you guys something as someone who's experienced what these people do for a living. Yes, it's a lot of late hours. It's a lot of random come and go. It's a lot of up and down travel. But the perks are, if it's not some free independent stuff, they pay for your travel. They give you money for food every day. Or on set, they have breakfast. They have a breakfast truck that comes in the morning. They have a lunch truck that comes in the afternoon. Or they might have just all three there all day. And as long as you have like a wristband on, they'll give you like one meal per certain time, this, that, and the third, right? And also, a whole nother table inside called the crafts table, right? So this is like if you're having a green room at a Hollywood place. There's fruit, snacks, water, juice, soda, granola. I mean, sometimes chicken, sometimes the full thing. Sometimes they don't have a truck, so they'll just put all the shit there. They'll come, pizza for lunch. We'll take lunch break. Dog, your whole life, you could literally work on a real movie set every day and never have to worry about food or anything. Like you could be there a whole day and never have to buy your lunch, nothing like that. If you're traveling, they got it. You just got to show up and whatnot, and just be ready to work and whatnot. So if people have a job that seems so cushy, even though it is stressful, but it's the kind of job that if you're making money in it, it seems like a dream to the average person. And the minimum they probably make if they're constantly working is $50,000. So they make still the average amount of money the average person makes, maybe 45, 50 if you suck, maybe 20 something. But if you're living off of like these people are enough to strike, they're making pretty good money. And if you're in the business on the back end, you're probably making $70,000, $80,000, $100,000. And I'm talking about you work for 2-3 hours when you work. You don't work for 8. But then some days you go on set and you're there for 15 hours. You know what I mean? So that's how it kind of works. But again, they take care of everything. So if they're striking and the regular people are striking and the UAW workers are striking, and I'm looking at the McDonald's place and I see people with no hiring signs at McDonald's, who the hell is working? And then people are like, why are people stealing from department stores? You ever notice people are stealing all the time and robbing people and all this crime and stuff? Well, shit, they ain't got no goddamn job. The rest of them, the parents is goddamn striking them. Idle hands make for the devil's work. So we have to get jobs back in America. And I think we may have to do a modification or cancellation of the free trade agreement. Anyway, so that's that. Let's see what else we got going on here. I still think we lost Bolo. Let's see what's going on. Let's finish this story up.
Stop artificial intelligence from replacing writers and actors in the industry.
It's concerning because it's at a rapid pace, and it's obviously something that these companies are looking forward to because it's profitable. But again, like, workers just want a piece of the pie. They want to be able to just survive again.
Despite this momentum, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that the rate of union memberships across the country continues to trend down, with the percent of unionized workers falling from just over 20% in 1983 down to nearly 10% in 2022.
Now we're seeing the change happening where members are starting to organize, which is the key to increased membership. There is power in numbers, and that comes with organizing.
Yeah. Oh, we might start getting those mob boss guys kicking butts, huh?
Where will the
I think that was a
future
good
of
enough story. I don't think I need to say anything about what it was. What time is it? We're going to use 4 more minutes. Actually, you know what? I want to break before I go into the next segment. We still got Bolo down. So we're going to call it the end of the news segment. Hey, happy, funny stuff. Strike, have fun, guys. But I want to share what is today? I want to share, I'll share the video for the beat I'm playing in the background. There you go. I'm going to take a break, and then we'll come back to it. And we'll do our final segment about Dwight Howard and why he's the noodle of the week, and maybe Volo will wake up by mistake. Anyway, let's just crank in here. Play this. Take a quick break. Oops, hit the wrong button.
We do politics over punani. We do education over ecstasy. We do literacy over linguistic ability. NATURAL, with a get it ass green and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. NATURAL, with a get it ass green and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. Hey.
From the skinny to the biggie, ain't no plastic in the body. Keep that trash away from kitty. Like my ladies green the way the nature made them. Curly hair the nation, chocolate preferentation. We like the ladies litty flavored basket Robin skinny waistin'. Don't get it wrong, we even take them yellow brown Caucasian. Patron Dr. Uma, ain't no bunny hopping. Too far. The natural queens coming all sizes, dropping stars.
NATURAL, with a get it ass green and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. NATURAL, with a get it ass green and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl.
It's going down. Black Trump in the house. Body parts
Soft, clean jean pillows popping. Tasty water flows, nappy heads steady rocking. Where your man at? Well, I'm here now. All that big chat, it ain't here now. Protection in the building, family beat the drilling. Cooking for the kids and get me piece of bacon dealing. My trusted counsel when I get my piece of bacon building. Keep the family diet clean. I need a
NATURAL with a kitty that's clean and no plastic anywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. NATURAL with a kitty that's clean and no plastic everywhere. A natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl, a natural girl. Hey,
we do murder over money, and we do righteousness over your activity. I need a natural girl, a Big Papa.
Way faster than I expected. I'm gonna play another video. I gotta strip my video one. Oh, stupid. You know, I'll play another. Let's play a skip back short or something. Oh. Play. Trying to give me. Play this influencer one, I guess. Ooh, this is a class one.
Terror in the streets of Paris. Police officers gunned down in cold blood. Journalists.
This is nonsense. I can't stand this any longer. Look at you, peasant of a woman.
Explain yourself, young
We
man.
should be out there, mother. You have sheltered us from this world for too long. It is time for this world to be sheltered from us.
Maybe we should just save the world on another week.
No. You can kill that noise because I'm ready. Fuck it. My get-up's tailored, my character flaws are flexed, and wait till you guys hear my many catchphrases.
That's the team spirit, Tri-Fi. It's settled. We leave for our mission at once.
Yeah.
Fuck
you, Mom. Fuck you.
Meet back here in 10 minutes. In the daytime, I'm known simply as Kelso Cunningham, mild-mannered, trust-fund genius. But come night, I become Earth's most powerful creature with my hands of lightning. That's right. My paws can reach the voltage of 4 AAA batteries at certain altitudes. I guess you can say I light it up. Duracell!
Oh, hey, it's Max. You think they're cute, cuddly, sometimes ferocious, but do you know what they're saying? Well, guess what? I do, bitch. I guess you could call me the cat's meow. Or, Max. Some would say I'm Trevor, the one with attitude, daddy issues. But come sunset, I become the Earth's most powerful resource. That's right. Every ounce of strength that I flex turns me into the human Wi-Fi. Don't worry, ladies. You'll catch my signals. Wi-Fi!
Hasn't everyone wanted to be a Mexican wrestler? Boom!
I'm black. Now I can hit that ball. And I can hit that ass.
Wild child!
Fuck, that took like an hour.
Sorry, dear cow. From both of us.
Don't worry. You'll see our glory before you see us next.
You boys really think you're ready?
Oh, we know we're ready. We're off to some small, poor country. Let's go!
Hey, wait. None of us can drive.
I already requested an Uber.
Good work, drive-by. What kind of vehicle?
Hopefully, Chevrolet Suburban. Last time we had a Tesla, it was pretty cramped.
It's all going on Mom's card anyway.
Oh, the Suburban. We're off!
Boys, bad guys out there today are firing off like 1,000 rounds a second. That means you're fucked.
If we die, we shall die together.
All right. I am back. You got Mr. Senior Enforcer at that little station break. We're going to do our final segment of the show since I'm kind of flying solo, but I do got Bolo here with me in spirit, here in the spirit realm. As you know, I am the god of the underworld, so I am communicating with Bolo in another dimension as we speak. He says what's happening, what's cracking. Check out Bolo TV if you want to be extremely disturbed, and follow Bolo Tautology on all platforms if you really want to see some kind of stuff that you've got to block him for. Meta agrees. So that's that stuff. Great video by my guys. I had a bunch of good stars in it. Rufio and Christian Del Grasso. Bunch of great talent. All those guys were really talented guys. Way too famous to even be cavorting with us. But thank those guys for it. So our noodle of the week this week is Dwight Howard. As you may or may not know, he has allegations. He has cases he's dealing with, and he's even sending out cease and desist letters to people, reporting the story saying that they're making it, but he agreed that it was consensual. So I consider him a noodle for that, because you do this freaky stuff, then you deny it, and then you agree that, well, it was consensual. So I did it, but it was consensual. It wasn't like he said, I just just blah, 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 no asking. Okay, Dwight. So we're going to look for something on YouTube, just kind of short and basic coverage. Check it out. Do a quick squab. Get my opinion on it. I'll be nice to Dwight because I'm not a dick. But he is one of my favorite basketball players, but he did disappoint me. He just didn't have that kill in him. You know what I mean? He was such a nice person. Sometimes it's like LeBron. Sometimes being nice can hurt you a little bit, you know? But I'm going to unveil these little blue devil eyes. Yes. Let's show the search. Let's show the show as we build. Why not, right? Full screen. And bring it up. I'm just going to look up Dwight Howard. I know one thing, we're staying away from all the famous people. I might do Kwame Brown. Did he do one? Let's get Kwame's opinion. He seems he's pretty cool about it. He's got a 9-minute video. Let me see. Four days ago. 2 days ago. Oh, this is the other one. I remember that one. 3 days. 4 days. All right, I think this one looks like the best one. I'm gonna do a Kwame joint. Oh, we could do. Kwame Brown reacts to White Howard uncle former DM4. Oh, so even damn, he got family members getting in trouble. Wow, I don't even want to get into that. All right, we're just gonna check out No, this is the one he was talking about when they grabbed the dude. Oh, this one, I think. Is this one? Yeah, I think this is the one. Let's see what Kwame thinks. Wait, time out. I gotta give him his props. Sorry, guys, one moment. We do.
Mama's cooking. My mama's cooking. Get a little taste of mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Get a little taste of mama's cooking. Get a little taste of mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Get a little taste of mama's cooking.
I don't know if he has that copyrighted. One moment here. I just want to make sure I give his channel the proper credit. And I don't think we need his title, just his channel. Check out and sub to his channel, guys. Am I sub to his channel? No, I'm not. Sub to the channel. My fault on that, Kwame. And bam. Well, I guess this is a different video. And let me hit mic on this. And let's make it big. Let's see. I'm gonna get in a little bit, like 2-3 minutes in. I'm gonna skip through this a little bit because he's driving, so he's kind of random talking, reading comments. But we'll see what Kwame thinks. He's probably gonna pretty much go over it in a certain kind of way. I think he has a good wrap up about it. You know what I mean? Let me put myself on to the side. Make sure I'm properly transforming the content. Properly transform the content, my brothers. You got to do that. Let's see here. Happy Halloween, by the way, if you want to know I'm dressed like an idiot. Fair use. Get that up. Bam. All right. And we'll leave it in the small window. Make it big here. We'll put a little light music in the background to continue to transform the content. Matter of fact, the way he's sitting, I think I can put my logo up here. Let me experiment with that. See what that looks like from a design perspective. Oh, yeah. We're going to leave that up there right there. I'm going to turn the music down a bit so we can hear him. But I want to keep the music up to properly transform the content. I will put it on 5. So it can be kind of low. That should be fine. And I'm going to mute myself and let's see what Kwame. Again, he's doing a live, so I'm probably gonna have to stop and skip and say stuff and spit around a bit to get to his more informative parts because he's talking to the people, directly, for kind of freestyle. It's not like it's a prepared speech or something. Let's see what we got.
Make sure the plot thickens for Dwight Howard, boy. Lord have mercy. That Dwight Howard is not in the league because of all the allegations and the alleged lawsuits that he has. And because I was wondering, I'm like, why? Oh, this must be something in my door, banging on that door. I couldn't figure out for the life of me with so many teams needing a big, especially Golden State. Backup centers are important, especially one that's in shape like Dwight Howard. That's a veteran that understands the game.
I'm a 6'4" dude. I've been playing ball my whole life. I never got to play pro. I kind of missed my chance when I had the chance to go to Europe and didn't take it, right? Anyway, blah, 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 right? But I can tell you, I love the game. So I kind of know why. It's really just political. They hating. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, like, Carmelo Anthony can still play, but they think he's a bad locker room thing. They think he may not encourage the young men to give their fullest effort. Dwight Howard, on the other hand, he's a kind of a goofball. This is one of the things that hit LeBron James up about. It's too much friends. It's too much goofing off. Where's the serious? Where's the Kobe kill, right? So Dwight Howard, even though he's a great player, they feel like he softens the locker room. He's softened. Don't worry about the fact that you're just missing open layups, John. No, go be like, nah, worry about it, cuz. God damn. So that's why they don't want him. DeMarcus Cousins, he hit you for not doing nothing wrong. He just like fun to him. He just like, I smoked the blunt. Now time for D Boogie to go knock down Brittany Griner and then punch you in the face. They're like, man, I can't do this, DeMarcus. I don't care how good you is. I don't care if you're the greatest thing since Hakeem Olajuwon, but it looked like you ate him. So that's DeMarcus Cousins, another great player. You want to know why I don't understand? Why would the LA Clippers never picked up JaVale McGee? Who did he do wrong? The Clippers have needed JaVale McGee for the last 15 years, never pick him up. It's something wrong with people, they be having personal gripes, fam. That's all it is. That's all it is. And this is proof that NBA players, especially the veterans, need to start their own league, like the Big Three, like Ice Cube. After they all retire, they can just all go do the Veterans League. Once you get 2, 3, 4, 500 guys, as many as in the NBA, you can now have a veterans team that's literally from their own city. So it could be like all the veterans from Chicago playing in Chicago. So imagine Pat Bev, Dwayne Wade, all like 40-something, right? But on the same squad with like Kevin Garnett. You know what I mean? And going around like almost like the new Globetrotters. People would pack the stands to watch these games, right? So this is a perfect example of where you wouldn't have to deal with that. But with the dudes who run stuff, yeah, they ain't playing that. But you better bow down, boy. You signed the contract, boy. I own you, boy. I put a detective on you, boy. That's how the owners talk to the players. I've heard their voices. And you don't mind me. Back to Kwame God. Shout out to Kwame. Follow his Bust Life page. That boy be cutting the hell up. Also, his big thing is trading and coding. Get trading and coding back in schools immediately.
Then that can come in and give some quality minutes. You're not asking them to carry the load. You're just asking them to be able to understand and read the defense. And Dwight seemed to be able to still do that. But when Stephen A. Smith said what he said, I said, whoa. Now that kind of make a whole lot of sense. And then on top of what Stephen A. said, it was almost like a coordinated attack. Right after what Stephen A. said, then there's a young man who went on IG and kind of pretty much said the details, wrote the details of the alleged event that Dwight Howard has already said that it was a consensual situation, but the young man filled in the details. And so it's not looking good for Dwight because you're going to have so many people that's able to say Dwight Howard did this, say that Dwight Howard did that. Plus, you have video of Dwight Howard saying, they're going to make Dwight look like a sexual. Well, I ain't going to.
They're going to make Dwight look bad, guys, basically. Put it like this. He is 6'10", an Adonis. You know how it is in America, right? They love to build you up to take you down. And this is not even a race thing. This is your Johnny Depp. It's something about it. Because America, we like a comeback story. So first we build you up for coming from the worst situations, recovering all this bad stuff, making mistakes and getting better, rehiring Mayor Barry after he smoked crack with a hoe. Michael Irvin swerving over him with cocaine and hoes in a hotel. You have redemption, right? Kobe did his thing with the Denver chick. Redemption, won the championship. America is all about forgiveness and raising you to the top, right? But then as soon as you're not popular anymore or you're not big anymore, all the stuff that people just kept to the side and never said nothing about and kind of ignored because they was making money off your butt and whatnot. They making money off you, boy. Because they making money off you. They never said nothing. Oh, well, I know he rubbed my leg, but it's cool. You know what I'm saying? He on that Green Mile. What was it, dude? Michael Duncan Clark. Who was the one that got his thing grabbed? One of the big actors. He definitely ain't built like me. I tell you that. I'm 6'4". I'm a big dude. You know what I'm saying? But I got like a skinny chest and big legs. I'm built like most of y'all girlfriends. Stay away from me. Anyway, but the concept is the bull touched his thing while he was with his wife. And this is basically the kind of stuff Dwight Howard did. There's a video of him at a game. And I guess he was joking around with the young boy. And he like, man, thank you about like what you scared you with the thing is hard or something. I don't know what it was, man. And this stuff happens and whatnot. And I guess you kind of freeze or panic. And I don't play those kind of games. Like they even say in jail, if you talk to a lot of prison guys, not only do you have the whole, warrior taking you advantage of your stuff, but on a complete separate level, he said a lot of the gangsters and young guys play what they call, I guess you would call them rainbow games. So you know how a lot of guys who are hyper masculine, they got this big thing about calling each other the F word and rainbow and for anything. if you like, yo, man, that was a really good show. Oh, look at you over there, you rainbow. You know how guys are. Like, if you've ever hung with Mexicans, woo, boy, get 2 beers in them, and you're the F word for every little thing. What are you trying to be, my friend? You little F word. It's like, Jesus Christ, I get it. God, everything, right? So that's what you deal with. Anyway, back to Kwame. Shout out to Kwame, man. Follow his channel, man. The boy deserves it.
Say it like that. Dwight Howard, through his joking and playing and his jovial nature, or his other nature, is going to make himself look like a sexual deviant. There's D-Home.
Go watch videos and stuff.
Saying teammate, a top 75, definitely not in the Bible. That's why they say that. Because guys, they act one way, and I'm not pretending perfect, but guys act one way and do another way.
Yeah.
And so you got to be careful. You was getting over there anyway. You should have been got over. Some people in Atlanta, boy, I swear. Anywho, but that's a shame. That man's career is going to be cut short.
Well, he'll be
that is not a
China.
shame if any of these allegations are true. Just because it was done on a man.
Part of game. You know, China, Russia, and all them no ball playing mofos want Dwight Howard, big old 6'10", slave quarters ass up in there. He don't care. Dwight Howard got like 12 kids. He got a vasectomy because he got tired of having kids. You know, he got that puffy disease. He done had too much loving. He been getting booty since he's a young boy. He ain't an ugly dude. He a big athletic dumb fool. Yeah, girls like me because of me as a person. Okay, I want to be a jazz musician. Nigga, you are 7'12" and nothing but muscle. Shut up and dunk the ball. Go play tight end, bitch. You know, go fuck a cheerleader, bro. Right? He has no idea. So he gets into the real world and they've had it all. Everybody's on their jock, recruits, and everybody. Just like they were with Kwame. I'm sure it was like this with Kwame when he was in high school, even though he came from the hood. And he once he was a star player, once he was 6'9", oh yeah, you'd be surprised. Bros had never looked at you sideways in 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. And don't let you be taught early in the 7th grade and you 6'6" dunking on the 8th grade team. The rest of the kids, I'm playing center at 5'9", and here comes Kwame ass. I'm 17, nigga. Dick in your mouth, I'm gonna fuck your girl. Like, goddamn, nigga. I was just trying to get her phone number until you dunked on me, nigga. So sometimes, you know, you get Allen Iverson. I was in Hampton. Allen Iverson, my homie said he done fucked every bad bro. He said you would be in Hampton, right? And like, yo, shorty right there. Yeah, I done hit that. Yeah, I done bang that. Yep. Yeah. Yo, this Iverson was like that. Recruits from 8th grade. Little scheming rich dudes offering you money and all kind of jobs and all kind of, come here, you young strong buck. Well, now, after you get in trouble, China don't give a goddamn. They do that same thing when you're 40 years old. That's why Stephon Marbury is Michael Jordan over that bitch. Stephon Marbury come back here, they probably put him in jail for something we don't know about, nigga. All right, back to coffee. I'm back to the pool. That's the part of Noodle Free Mondays. I'm supposed to cut the fuck up. Shout out to Kwame Brown, man. Back to this shit, man. Got to transform the content for the gods, man. Follow his page, man. Fuck with
Doesn't mean if this was done on a female, it would be way more heightened than it is now. You know, everybody's pretty much hush hush on it. They talk about it, but if this was
yeah, of course, if it was the lady, it'd be told. So let's see what else we got here. I'm gonna skip through it because I want you to watch Kwame stuff.
Any lifestyle you choose. No, somebody block that clown from my chat.
Somebody talking crazy to Kwame.
But y'all have a blessed day, man. I wanted to say that about Dwight over here, and I'm gonna pray for the brother.
There you go. Show me. Yeah. Kwame, he cool. He also got another channel called Kwame Bust Life Beef. So that's like his channel where he really be cutting up, but you know, and then he got like other backdoor stuff. But yeah, shout out to Kwame Brown Trading Code. Get it back in schools. Also add business classes because these little niggas need to learn how to open a store too and hire a nigga. I need a job, little kids. Once these robots take the job I got now working on goddamn computers, these little goddamn robots gonna take my shit. So little niggas, I'm going to go ahead and need you to hire your boy when I'm 70 and Social Security is done. Yeah, I think Bolo's still asleep over there. Yeah, I think he's done. But he's glad he's been hanging out with me, giving me that good energy. I talked to him in the underworld while we was going through Quan's video. Also, just to wrap up this whole situation with Dwight Howard, a.k.a. D. Wiggity, Mr. Friggity, and whatnot. You know what I mean? He was our noodle of the week. And it's just because, my thing is like this. If I had millions of dollars, right, in a modern era where basically, I don't know if he's been watching TV for the last 10 to 15 years. It's been kind of cool to say you do whatever you do, right? I would just be like, hey, I want that freaky cut. I do that. Like, why fake the funk? You got millions of dollars. What is somebody going to say? And it would take the pressure off you being around people trying to hold up these fronts. Because I live in LA now. I be around dudes that I'm talking brethrens and they be doing all kind of stuff, but they act straight around other people. And me, I'm really smart and intuitive, so I know what you are no matter what. But they played a role for other people, and I can imagine how it has to upset your circumstance because you got like this double life. You got this one life where you're all this, and you got this other life where you're that. Me, no, I'm like the nice version of this all the time. Every once in a while I get a halo. I don't know. Got a noose, but that might be too much for the actor. I tell you, if I was at the West Hollywood Parade, I would wear the noose. When is Halloween? The 31st? Is Halloween actually tomorrow? I should go into work early tomorrow so I can get off early and go down to the parade at night and take some video and wear this outfit. What do you think? With a noose, guys? I got a white noose. No shirt. I might get sick though. It's kind of cold. I'll try to figure out some kind of jacket to cover me so I won't get sick while I'm out. I'll take pictures. I'm gonna set off the Rainbow Boys though. Man, whatever you want to do about it. I'm real though. That's the life of Beelzebub, man. I will call that the wrap up. Shout to Dwight Howard. Anyway, just to wrap it up, guys, live be true. Dwight Howard is in pretty much trouble. Basically, I'll give you a quick wrap up of what allegedly this young man said Dwight Howard did, so you guys understand fully what is going on. So, what happened was, basically, the guy said that for a few weeks, Dwight Howard and him was doing the IGDMs thing, right? Talking trash to each other, sending each other pictures, flirting on his Dwight Howard experimenting joint, right? So eventually they switch phone numbers. They start texting each other the same stuff. What's happening? What's happening down in Atlanta? ATL, boy. What's happening, right? Texting each other, sending each other freaky stuff, right? So one day, like, yo, man, why don't you come through the joint ski bar, come through the crib? You know what I'm saying? This is exactly the words I have. I'm not joking, but I'm gonna give a dramatic representation. But like, yo, man, why don't you come through the crib, man? Ain't nobody thing, boy. Shoot it out, right? So the boy show up, right? He come to the joint, man. He like, yo, man, what's up, Dwight, man? Yo, I've been texting you. They doing these little PV thing, right? So they come in, they trade a couple pecks, right? And then while they in the middle of trading pecks, I think in the bedroom or something, or in the living room or something, right? A couch or something, right? It was something like that. All of a sudden, this door opens, and another homie in a wig named Kitty supposedly comes out. While they was kind of talking, and the old boy was like, "Oh, what's happening?" And then, I was kind of like a surprise, I guess. So I was like, "Yeah, surprise! We doing some freaky shit up in here, right?" Allegedly, right? I don't want to get a cease and desist letter from his attorney. Allegedly, this is what the guy said. And then Kitty came out and apparently went to go directly to work with eating, just doing face stuff with his waist, right? And then Dwight was like, he got hyped. So and the dude's sitting there like, yeah, what's cracking? And Dwight was like, yo, it's on to you now. And then he said Dwight went to work on the ball. And the ball like, oh shit, what's happening, nigga? This shit, wow, we doing like a chain link fence in this bitch, right? Allegedly. So that's the whole story. And that's why I consider it noodle-ish. Man, number one, you don't gotta do freaky weird shit. But once again, Dwight Howard is famous and rich and has seen every twist and sexual turn possible. And one of the things about the drug that is the sexual expression of our bodies. Is that just like any drug, you can overuse it, it therefore numbs it down, and then you need more and more and more intense versions of it, alternate versions of it. And this, I would say, is the culmination of 25 to 30 years of Dwight Howard knocking it down. I think they got like 27 kids, about 47 bitches. So obviously the nigga knows these. So I think he even got a vasectomy. He's like, I gotta stop getting these hoes pregnant. And then after while I'm sick of these hoes, and then I guess this is his new thing, and then his new thing's like, oh, the surprise thing. So if it's just organized, he's not into it. He's like, oh, the surprise to the Jason about. Oh, I got my horns on. Why be having his horns on? Oh, surprise nigga, surprise nigga, surprise nigga. All right, so that's the end of that portion. How much time we got? We got 3 minutes left in the show. So I'm gonna just play a video. Have we fully lost Bolo one more time? Bolo. Yeah, he's down. So we're gonna close out. We're gonna play a Volo video in tribute for him being logged in all night, sleeping through the show. And we're gonna get the fuck out of here. One moment, my nerves. Short video. Let's see what short videos we got of Volos. We got a 250-cent one. 2 minutes. We're gonna play this and get the fuck out of here. Again, just to close the show out, thank you guys for watching. My name is Mr. C Enforcer, aka Poppy Carter Bad Boy. Thank you guys for if you just only watched the beginning of the show, which is the dopest part of the show where I run our skit bats, entertainment, interviews. Check out Mr. Cory Van Valin, magician, who did his thing earlier. Check out his YouTube. It's in the comments of all the pages, and when he's a dope-ass musician, kicking ass left and right. He had a great video. That was our opening interview video. Check out Volo M-Temp, Tautology, and whatnot. And, of course, CNN, Kwame Brown, and all the pages I use as resources for today's show. Also, besides this particular show, which is Mondays, Wednesday, we have the My Part of Town podcast, which I don't know where the fuck shit is at. So let me click on it here. We got the My Part of Town podcast, which is a show all about Philadelphia and all the things that's going on in the city. And whatnot, what's going on around the town. Major city life is what it's all about. The drinks, the crime, the fun, city gossip, the current news, what's going on there. And if you want to tell us about your city, you want to hear about small town, big town life, what's your food like, what's the city like, what was like growing up where you came from, you can even come on and get interviewed. I'll send you the StreamYard link. I don't give a dang. I just got to take a picture of you so you don't show like your dick or something, because that's my job. It's my job to show my dick on screen, okay? How dare you? How dare you? Allegedly. I'm still trying to probably avoid that cease and desist letter. Like, I say that out loud. Here come Dwight, right? Oh, allegedly. I got you. All right, excellent. Let's see what else we got going on here. We're gonna finish up the show too. I'm gonna play. And so I kind of talked the show out, but I'm gonna play this last little video. First, shout out to Bolo to close it out anyway. Just be off time. What else did we have? Dwight Howard as our noodle of the week. Shout out to him. Hopefully everything goes better, but I think he's going to lose a lot of money on this one. You know what? Shout out to StreamYards, man, for having a great platform for me to use. I haven't even got the super duper goal yet. I just got the goal. And I still don't even use all this shit. It's so much dope stuff you can do on StreamYard. I can even make my own layouts. I haven't even tried that yet. What? Make my own layouts, my dude? Get at it. I'm going to sit down and do that one day. The other show we do is Bobo and Butthead's Tech-A-Palooza. Let me get this stupid comment out of the way. And that's all be Saturday. And this is a show all about technology, AI, all our panics and what's going on in the world. Oh my God, AI's taking over, robots taking over. Joe Biden's a robot. Trump's a robot. Whatever, right? Take it from me. Trust this face, okay? Trust this face. Don't pay attention to the horns. Don't you judge me. Don't you freaking judge me. But that's our other show, and let's get the fuck out of here. Oh, I always have a closing phrase that I like to tell people because I want to leave out of here on a positive, motivating note. Guys, I want you always to remember that love is good, life is better, but you better do something that's going to make you last forever, because 20, 30 years after you're gone, 2 to 3 generations later, you could be a never if you don't make a mark. It's Noodle Free Mondays. Come back for other shows on Wednesdays, Saturdays. Check out the replays. Check out the interviews beforehand. Check out Skip Bags Entertainment on interviews, Skip Bags Radio, Dash Radio, and everybody else we rock with out there. Check out our films. It's on stuff. Look up Skip Bags Entertainment on your little film streaming things. You'll find some of our produced films that we actually did. I am a nobody, but we have done some dope shit. So check out Skip Bags Entertainment. I'm a city enforcer. Pop, you call it a bad boy. And let's play this little Volo video in tribute to the Sleeping Beauty, which is Volo M Tautology, aka VMT the Mastodon. And let's play one of his troubling videos before we get the fuck out of here, right? Now, this video is going to be disturbing. We don't agree with everything Volo says, but we like the fact that he says shit that makes people mad. So we're going to get this cranking. I'm going to make it big, and we're out of here. Thanks for watching. Beautiful.
All right, Joe.
Oh, shit. There you go. There you go. You want to get some final words off anything?
Yeah. I'm sleeping my ass off and enjoying life and working out. I was doing a lot of ripping and running there today. I didn't get my nap in, so.
Yeah, I figured you was running and gunning. I figured you was tired. You got the young boy and parent life, all that kind of stuff. So I was just like, I'm about to play this last little video about the central processing thing.
Yeah,
anything you want to say anything or talk about it? Yeah, but what's going on?
Yeah, we did a what's the name a live stream today on YouTube.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
Good. He had 400 views and shit.
I told you. Was it on your channel or his?
On his channel. My channel ain't shit. So we did on his channel, and all the kids was watching and stuff, and we raced and then he did some. He got this Freddy thing. So I was exhausted from that. So but check us out. You know what I mean? On what is his name? Charles 4D, I think it's called, and mine is Volo Television. And
what is it? Let's look it up here. Let's see.
Well, the live stream, I didn't save it. It didn't save.
Let's see what the internet says. It's probably, but he's probably got a YouTube Kids, right?
No. He's on. Is my other YouTube channel, so it's on YouTube.
Is it spelled with that number 4?
Yeah, Charles 4D TV, I think it's called.
Okay, there it is. Is it for Charles 4D?
Yeah. And he did all the graphics and everything for it. So
let's see. Oh yeah, so post here doesn't show the live, John.
Yeah, I didn't save or whatever it was. So, but it told me all the stats at the end of the live stream. I was like, all right, but I was in the chat room and everything with the kids.
Oh, good. And why would you not save the live stream?
I didn't. It's the first time I did it on my phone.
Accident.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. So accidents is fine. It is first time accident. But then, like I said, remember I told you to start now because of shit like that. Now imagine if you get all your equipment, you set everything up, you bought all these computers, and then you got a perfect show, and then you do that. How fucking pissed you'll be. You know what I'm saying? That's why I told you to start now. Right there, perfect example. Get a little try and fail out there, so you're like, all right, next time. Because if you have 400, 400 views is like more views than I ever got on one video in a short time on YouTube ever, dog. So the 400 views is a lot on a live, especially actively. Shit, or hit the recording feature or something, or save it or something. Because the cool thing about it is once you save it on there, you can go back and download it. So you can even take it down and change it and all kind of stuff,
All right.
Yep. So that's that. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, that's it, man. I'm going back to sleep and go to work.
All right, there it goes. So we'll call that the end right there. Any final words?
Peace and love to everybody. Check it out. Did the BS stuff on or?
Nah. He ain't no. We'll probably see him Wednesday or something. Plus, when he be on his joint, he be transporting. He like to be on the move when he on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I'm about to get me some food. Rest up.
All right,
man. We out here. Let's shut it down. Never bring my nice. We don't need to see the video. We got actually.